Welcome, beautiful Friday. Happy opening day. What a great one for all of you fans that were disappointed yesterday that you couldn't get to the game. Totally understand. Sorry if it inconvenienced you, but is there a better way to have an opening day of baseball than 55 degrees, not a cloud in the sky? It's a Friday afternoon. Father Shawn, I'm sorry, if you don't call in today, I'm converting to Judaism. So I need you to call in today, Father Shawn, because I have some questions for you. But what a great day we have here. Opening day, everybody in the office, all decked out in their Phillies gear. Ray, you can unbutton that top button now that you're here. He's got a nice jacket on, Phillies old-time emblems on his. I got a three-quarter zip that I got from Rally House and one of my Phillies hats. Everybody's decked out today. I think, was John the only one wearing an actual jersey? He's got a Trey Turner jersey, I believe, on.
B. Godden and Haley both got jerseys going
they
back
do?
On the back.
See, they're in the back part. I didn't go back there.
Yeah.
If I was conversing with them, I was just screaming and hollering. But what a great, great day. Love opening day. Yeah, you're right. I'm selfish. I wanted today, as I'm driving around yesterday at 3:30, exactly 3:30 in the afternoon, I picked our son up from his program. I was taking him to get his haircut. At 3:30, when we pulled up to the haircut place, it was pouring rain where we were. Now, we were in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, so 7 miles away from Citizens Bank Park. Maybe it was sunny and beautiful over there. I don't know. But all I could think about was, thank God. I didn't want to see tarp come out. I didn't want to see pitchers go 3 innings and then get pulled out. I didn't want to see guys with the tongue in there, the metal spike that they have to put through their cleats to get all the mud out. No, this is what opening day should be, just like today. So for those of you who had tickets to go yesterday but couldn't get – I was just reading a message from B. Gunn on our board. I'm sorry, Brendan. I didn't notice that you had a jersey on. For those of you who couldn't go today and had tickets to go yesterday, I'm sorry. Hopefully you got tickets to make up for it, and maybe watching it today or whatever you're going to do today will be satisfying enough for you. Ray, you and I are still trying to decide what we're going to do after the show, how we're going to watch the game. Maybe it's together, maybe it's apart. Spiritually, no matter what, we'll be together. I do have to run down. That's right. I just told those guys. I have to run to my tax guy after. I have to drop something off to him. So I'm going to be over in Jersey. So, Ray, we are not watching the game together today. I know that doesn't disappoint you all that much because you have many
disappoints me
things.
a lot.
No, you have many
I'm
things
upset.
lined up. But we have a lot going on here today, as is in the radio, business. That's what you love to hear. But we do. Ray and I were trying to figure out something. We do have 2 tickets to give you to Tuesday night's Sixers Oklahoma City Thunder game. We will give them away to you later because Ray and I haven't quite figured out how we're going to do it yet. And maybe we'll figure it out on the air as far as what we're going to do. But why is that a game? Oklahoma City Thunder, well, first of all, they're a really good team. One of the best teams out west. And Jimmy Lynam, when he was on the show the other day, we talked to him, and I said, Jimmy, just randomly pick a day do you think Joel Embiid might come back? And he said, I'm just throwing this out there. I have no intel. I'm just throwing it out there. But if I had to pick a date, I'm going to say against the Oklahoma City Thunder on, what is that, April 2nd? April the 2nd. So maybe Joel Embiid returns, and maybe with the 2 tickets that you're going to win later, you'll be there to see it. Okay, let's get into it, Ray. Let's talk about all the things happening locally and nationally.
Now, the front page. The stories everyone's talking about. 97.5, The Fanatic.
All right, the obvious headline, Phillies Braves today. Zach Wheeler versus Spencer Strider. That's right, 2 guys that combined for almost 500 strikeouts last year. Of course, Strider carried most of them with 281, but 212 for Wheeler. Should be a great pitching matchup. So looking so forward to that today. Before we leave during our show, we certainly will get a Phillies lineup. I'm sure we can all pretty much pencil it in of what it's going to be. But before we get out of here, we will give you that as well as the Braves lineup. There's nothing better than opening day. We're going to ask you about all your opening day memories, your best opening day memories. We'll get to that. Tomorrow, Nola versus Freed, 4 o'clock. Sunday, Suarez versus Chris Sale at 1:30. So action-packed weekend against these Atlanta Braves. Phillies have talked about wanting to get a hot start, so this is where it starts. Bring on the Braves. Bring on the best team that you'll be going against for the division all year long. Your 76ers, Joel Embiid. He traveled with the team to Cleveland. They're going to Cleveland and Toronto. They say he traveled with them so that he could get workouts in with the guys. Let me just tell you, if you want some optimism on this, instead of just saying, yeah, what does it mean? Never, ever, never, 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 of all the years I covered a Sixers team that always had a lot of injuries, did a guy just travel and it meant nothing. This is a rarity. Trust me when I tell you, they don't put anybody on a plane if they're not close. I'm not saying he's going to play either in Cleveland or Toronto. Maybe he will, but this is a rarity. Usually they never put a guy on a plane just to have him practice with the guys. They'll keep him back at the facility because that's where you have all your equipment. You have guys to work out with there. So the fact that they put him on the road is indeed a good sign. Nick Nurse, Kelly Oubre, they both apologized for their actions against the referees. Warranted? Sure, you can talk about it, but they both apologized. Kelly Oubre, famously, infamously, you see the highlights of him looking at each referee, bitch, bitch, bitch. Lou Williams on a national show yesterday was asked what the fine should be. He said $25,000 per bitch. So he was looking for $75,000 there, but they both came out and apologized for that. Sixers at Cleveland, at Toronto. They need a win or two this weekend. Have to have it. They're currently in the 8th seed. Pacers tonight, who's a game and a half ahead of the Sixers. They host the Lakers. The Clippers are at the Magic. The Magic are right around there also. And Portland is at the Miami Heat. 3 teams that you're keeping an eye on as far as it goes for Sixers playoff standings. Flyers, bad loss. Bad loss last night in Montreal. 4-1. Just a game where you're watching it, you're going, is something going to happen here? I think like close to the end of the second period, neither team had 15 shots. I mean, it was just ugly. Tortorella talked about it after the game and said both teams just looked tired. He said Montreal had just come back from the West Coast, wasn't sure what was wrong with his team, but didn't look good. Flyers outshoot the Canadiens 30-17, but it didn't matter. Flyers had 2 goals that were called back, one a blatant kick, the other one an offsides. Look, on the replay, they were both right calls, but bad luck for the Flyers. Islanders won, which is bad last night. The Capitals lost, which is good. Red Wings lost, which is good. So the Flyers are still in 3rd place in the Metro Division, still have their playoff chances right there in front of them. Saturday, tomorrow, they host Chicago. Should be a winnable game. Big one on Monday when they host the Islanders. Ivan Fedotov, 27-year-old Russian goalie. I know you have his goalie card, Ray, in your car. He's been free to come to the Flyers, talk about whether he's going to join the team, go to the Phantoms, whatever. 27-year-old goalie, as Connor described him, he's 6 foot a billion, which translates to 6 feet 7. But has some impressive numbers over in Russia. The Eagles, no news is good news. Let's just wait it out. Hassan Reddick is still here, still under contract. He's still a Philadelphia Eagle. There's still more talk that it looks like he may come back. Nationally, Dodgers, impressive, very impressive. 7-1 win. Ohtani goes 2 for 3, gets a walk, gets on base 3 times. We'll talk about some of the national baseball scene a little bit later in the show. NCAA, good night of basketball. Really good night of basketball. Upset, Clemson beats Arizona. Clemson's got a kid from Philly, Kid Clark. Started out at LaSalle like 6 years ago. And he's got injuries and all that stuff, but a good story. There was a story about him yesterday if you want to catch up on that. Connecticut just rolls over San Diego State after a tight first half. Alabama beats North Carolina in what was a wildly entertaining game. A high scoring first half. Settled down a little bit more in the second half. Some questionable decisions by North Carolina players in the second half, but Alabama wins that one. My friend Eddie Tobler goes to Alabama. I was texting with him, so congrats to him. Illinois over Iowa State. Illinois is intriguing. I love that word, but Illinois is intriguing. We'll see how that goes. 4 more games tonight. A full slate of basketball during the weekend, both men's and women's. Of course, opening day of baseball. Now, Phillies rained out yesterday. It gets moved to today. today is Good Friday. For the Christians out there, it's Good Friday. And you do a little sacrificing during Lent where you don't eat meat on Friday. Now it's the Phillies opener. And, openers, what goes with baseball? Nothing better than hot dogs. So I begged for Father Shawn to give us a call, and of course he did. Father Shawn, how are you today, buddy?
Good, Coon. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Now, I don't like to ask for things. I was an all-state altar boy up until I was a junior in high school. I respect Lent. I don't eat meat. Good Friday. Do we get any kind of special dispensation with the Phillies going today if people are going down to the ballpark?
Well, Bob, unfortunately, if it were another Friday in Lent, the Archbishop might have issued something because that's been done in the past, like for St. Patrick's Day and things like that. But Good Friday, it probably wouldn't happen, and that's only something that Archbishop Bettis, the Archbishop of Philadelphia, could do.
So he would do it, Father Shawn, he would do it for the whole city of Philadelphia if it was like a St. Patrick's Day. I'm only asking you to do it for the like 40,000. And not all of them are probably practicing anyway. So you only have to do it for, say, maybe, 20,000 down at Citizens Bank Park today. And we can keep it a secret. Nobody's listening anyway.
Well, like Salotso said to Mike Corleone or his future brother-in-law, Tom Hagen, or he said, you think too much of me. I don't have that kind of power.
Well, Father, you were the one I went to, so in my eyes, you do have the power.
But I mean, listen, that's why let's think of some of the other wonderful things that Philadelphia is famous for. Soft pretzels, right?
Yeah.
You can go to the game and you can have. What do we sing at the seventh inning? And Cracker Jacks.
That's right. And peanut, yeah. You're right. Popcorn you can fill up
like
on.
That.
Sure.
Plus, Bob, let's be honest. Hot dogs ain't good for you.
Good point. But, yeah, that's
now,
that's a
I
good
would
point.
never do this because you know me. I hunt. I process, my own meat and stuff. I made sausage for Salciunas and the Cuz when he was there. And I'll make you some if you want.
Absolutely. I'd love it.
But, the thing is, now, they do got those vegan options now. Now, I wouldn't dip my toe in that. I know Tyrone is into that.
Yes.
I would never. That would be more of a sacrifice for me than giving up actual meat is actually eat that stuff. But I digress. But just think of it this way, in all seriousness, right? Think of all the wonderful things that our Lord did for us on this holiest of Fridays. That's why we do it, right? I mean, if somebody's not practicing their faith, well, is eating meat going to make a difference anyway? But there's always that opportunity, to return to the faith and to remember what our Lord did for us this day. He's given us a beautiful day today, and a lot of people are going to be down there. I'm going to be celebrating a Good Friday service at 3, so that's another sacrifice for me.
That's right, yeah. Well, Father Shawn, if you could,
they were going to get that game in yesterday.
I know a lot of people got disturbed by it. So just throw a little blessing down on the Phillies today, not only for today but for the season. I hope you're feeling well and everything's going well with you, and we really appreciate you calling in.
No problem, and hopefully I'll see you guys down the game. And I'm serious, I will make you guys some sausage at some point.
You are the best.
If you want deer meat, I can provide that. If you want regular, then I could provide that too.
We'll eat anything, Father Shawn. We appreciate it. You have a great day.
Buddy.
Happy Good Friday. Is that Happy Good Friday? Is that all right? So Father Shawn can't promise any dispensation from meat. That's okay, I guess. So, but as he said, if you got to make your own decisions in life. Let's just put it that way. So we didn't want to drop religion on you, but we just tried to help the people out, right?
Yeah, you were trying to get everyone excused today.
I tried.
You gave your best effort here.
I tried, and he brought up a great line from The Godfather. Mm-hmm. You think I have way more power than I do. I'll say the same thing to the people. I don't have any power to do anything for you. It's all on you. Whatever you want to do is if you're. I look at it this way: if you're a good person in life and you do the right things, have at it. Have at it. Maybe make another sacrifice in your life. We'll see.
It's okay because I'm already not having hot dogs down there this season, anyways.
Why? You're boycotting.
Yes. Matter of protest. So I will actually be following the rules today.
Yes, you will.
I had a cheesesteak last night, so I've been kind of taking care of what I need to take care of in terms of that type of food. So I will follow today's Friday orders.
So I one of my boys I'm talking to the other day, right? And driving home, I have him on speakerphone and stuff, and we're talking sports. And I said, "Hey, listen, Friday, what are you doing? You want to go out, get a couple beers, watch Phillies game?" He goes, "Can, it's Good Friday." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't drink beers on Good Friday."
Oh.
I said, "It's the opening day of the Phillies." Now, I should ask Father Shawn about that. He could give him dispensation on that. Say, "No, Joe, it's okay. You can drink beers because the Phillies are opening on Good Friday this year. It's all right." But I forgot to ask Father Shawn about that. Oh, well. So, listen, we got a lot going on with you today. Some of the headlines that Ray has provided for us. How far do you truly believe this team is going to go this year? What's your level of faith in Rob Thompson? I love that. What team in the National League concerns you the most? My answer on that one, the Phillies. It's like we talk about, I had this conversation with John before, whether, he talks about don't concede the division. Why is everybody conceding the division? And I tried to say, well, I don't think people are conceding division. I think what the people are doing is saying, you can't help it if the Braves win 104 games. You only play them 12 times. You can't help what happens in the other 150 games with the Atlanta Braves. So it's not that you're conceding. My win total, as I said the other day, 97. Rays is 94. I texted a buddy this morning, Tyler Love. He's like, how many wins do you think Phillies got this year? I said 97. Of course, I got to go with 97. He goes, oh, so that wins the division. And I said, no, it might not. Braves might win around 100 again. But there's nothing you can do about it as the Phillies. Phillies' concentration has to be, to get their number up higher, has to be you don't waste games against the Nationals, you don't waste games against the Marlins, and you have to have a winning record, and even a good winning record, against the Mets. That's what the Braves do. They take care of those teams. And it's something that the Phillies are kind of back and forth on, and that's why their record doesn't hit the 100-win mark. Like the Braves just seem... That's what they're focused to do, and that's what they're very good at doing. So today, obviously a lot of Phillies going on. We want to talk about that. If you're on your way down to the stadium, give us a call. If you're tailgating, let us know what the scene is down there, because I was a big advocate for this is why I didn't want the game to be played yesterday. It wasn't so much the stuff that I said earlier. It wasn't so much because taking guys off the field and it's wet and a sloppy field. No, it was for you, the fans. I want you to be out there tailgating, having fun, having a catch with your kids, playing cornhole. I want you to be doing that 3 hours before the game without having to dodge raindrops, without having to get soaking wet. I want those parking lots full 3 hours before the game with people having fun. So you got it. You got the sunny weather. You got 55 degrees. It's a little windy, so make sure you dress properly. It's hard to get warm when you go to a game with shorts and a short-sleeve shirt and it starts getting real windy out there. Better to be overly dressed because you can always take that stuff off. So if you're going down to the game today, 610-632-0975. We'd love to hear from you. Ray, we have 2 tickets, as I said earlier, to give away to the Sixers. How should we do this today?
I'm thinking that we give the people an opening day lineup. Give them a year and a position.
Oh.
And try and give them the name. And those who get it correct are entered to potentially win those tickets.
So give me an example of exactly how you're thinking of this.
So if I said 2023 first baseman, you would answer.
Was it Jay Cave?
Derek Hall.
Derek Hall. Okay,
so you would not be entered to win the tickets.
Out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I like it. So if you get the trivia question right, you are entered in, and then at the end of the show, we will pull that name out of a hat.
Yes.
That is perfect, Ray. So it's 2 tickets for the Sixers, Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday night. Don't forget what I said earlier. That is the night that one Jimmy Lynam on this very show predicted that Joel Embiid would return to the lineup. And as we said, Joel Embiid did make the trip to Cleveland, to Toronto. So, very odd. I haven't seen that during my years of coverage. Usually they keep the injured guys home. So, him getting on the road is something to be excited about. Tony in Westchester is excited about Fedotov coming to the Flyers. What's up, Tone?
excited is an understatement.
Wow, what kind of life do you have if this is what excites you so much?
This guy is the best. He's the best goalie outside of the NHL, and people have been saying that for a long time now. When he was originally supposed to come over before he got arrested and all that stuff.
Yeah, for faking an ID to not do his military duty, right?
I guess. I don't know the whole story. Hopefully we'll get
Yeah,
more
that's what I read.
clarity on
He
that.
faked his ID. Over in Russia, between the ages of 18 and 27, you are obligated to do your military assignment. He faked an ID or something like that, got arrested for it, had to serve a year, didn't play in 22, 23. I cannot believe I know this much about Fedotov that just came off the top of my head.
That's pretty good.
But you're excited about this guy, Tone?
Oh, absolutely. Like before all that stuff happened, he was talking about coming over here, and everybody talking about him coming over. People were saying that Carter Hart's job would potentially be in jeopardy when he was on top of his game. That's how good this guy is.
All
so
right.
we go from having no backup goalies to having potentially two great backup goalies coming over here from Russia. One over here that just landed today, and we're getting a press conference
At
apparently
11.
At 11.
Uh-huh.
And then we have Kolosov, who is a grade A goalie prospect, and he should be over here in the next couple weeks.
Tone,
So,
I got to tell you, you are amazing. I appreciate you for calling. I never, ever thought that on opening day of the Phillies, our first phone call would be about potential Russian backup goalies for the Philadelphia Flyers. I commend you on it, and thanks for calling the show. Appreciate it.
all right, have a good one.
All right, Tone, be good. How do you like that? How do you like that, right?
I love it.
Hey,
Flyers are so
sometimes-
back.
Sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you just don't know. Phone lines wide open, 610-632-0975. Are you on your way down? What's your plans for the day? I love opening day. I'm so excited. It's my favorite opening day. I'll include it in with football, too. I know football's the event. Every football game is like baseball opening game, right? It is. It just is, especially if you're an Eagles follower, an Eagles fan, because they're always so good. Every game means that much. But to me, as I've told you before, my calendar year goes by sports. Today is the first day of summer for me. It really is. I just love opening day. So where are you today? 610-632-0975. Let us know how the tailgate's going. Let us know what your plans are for the day. We have at 11 o'clock, Phillies Encyclopedia. Chris Wheeler's going to join the show. Love Wheels, one of the nicest men I've ever met in my life. He's going to join us at 11 to talk all things Philly. And then another announcer who's getting a lot of attention in town, Alaa Abdelnaby. He'll join us at 12 o'clock to talk Sixers. I was teasing him when I texted him last night. I said, you got to explain yourself. He said, yeah, I went a little too crazy, just like Kelly Oubre and Nick Nurse. His actions of the other night he's not proud of. But look, he spoke for everybody. He was upset at the way the referees handled the last part of the game. And guess what? Alaa was right because the referees admitted that they were wrong. All that and a whole lot more here. Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic.com.
Welcome back. Hope you're having a great opening day Friday. Beautiful weather outside. Anybody that's going down to Citizens Bank Park, be careful, have fun. Give us a call. We need the scene to be set for us. Also, don't forget we're going to throw out a trivia question to you about Phillies opening day lineups. If you get it correct, we will put you in a hat and you will have a chance to win 2 tickets to Tuesday night's Sixers Oklahoma City Thunder game. All right, Ray, I got a text during the break there. It's from I told you about Glenn last year. He's been my best friend for 50 years. He sends a text, very, very complimentary at the beginning. Hey, just wanted to let you know, you make my middays enjoyable. ... It's the other 20 hours you ruin. Keep up the good work. My friends are brutal, aren't they? He's the one that had me crying last week.
Yeah, I'll be honest, though. You were the one that did tell the entire audience that he had you crying and you thought that your friendship was over.
I did.
Yeah.
But now he sends me a semi-compliment.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice. If this is the 4 hours in which he enjoys your presence, that's him supporting your professional endeavors.
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, it's not the nicest thing he could have said.
For
But
him,
it could have
it
been
may
worse.
have been, yeah.
It could have been worse. He could have said 24 hours a day, you drive me nuts.
Yeah.
There's 4 hours
I thought
in
he was
which he
going to say
stands
that
it.
was a good 20 minutes. It's the other 23 hours and 40 minutes where you drive me crazy. He could have said that. Yeah, but he didn't. So we'll take that on the good side. 610-632-0975. Don't forget, coming up at 11 o'clock, we have Chris Wheeler. I have a great way to introduce Chris because I just think he's the nicest guy in the world. Of course, behind the microphone with the Phillies for so many years. He's Mr. What do we call him? Mr. Florida?
Mr. Spring Training.
Mr. Spring Training. He's always down there. Just a great, great book of knowledge in that head of his. So I can't wait to talk to Chris at 11, Alaa Abdelnaby at 12. We want to hear from you headed down to the stadium or wherever you are. Thoughts about today, 610-632-0975. Our friend John is on the cell. John, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, buddy?
How are you, Bob?
I'm doing great. How about you? You on your way to the park?
Yep.
All right.
Well, I want to relay a story last year about, you talking to Father Shawn and going to hell if you eat meat. So
Oh, wow. We didn't go to hell yet, but all right.
no, but we'll probably all be there anyway. And I told a nun that. So, you're standing there and people come up, ask you questions, where's ice cream, where's this, where's that. A nun was looking for a tuna hoagie. And I said, you're a nun, right? She goes, yeah. I said, don't worry about it. God understands. You're at the ballpark. You're having fun. You're enjoying nature. And we're all going to hell anyway. And she she started yelling at me after that.
Well, I can understand why. You don't tell a nun that everybody's going to hell.
No, well, I thought it may have been funny. And my poor attempt at humor sometimes. So.
That's not good.
But it's opening day. Everybody in the ballpark's happy.
How close are you, John? Are you close to Citizens Bank Park?
I'm at Creek Road right now.
Oh, okay. All right, so you still have a little ways to go. John sells programs right at the front when you enter the center field gate, John? First base.
It depends. We rotate. I'll probably be at first base today, but we'll see.
All right. Well, listen.
And if people hear me, they'll probably change where I'm at.
Well, good luck today. Good luck this season. I will see you down there soon, and I will talk to you before that.
All right. See you, man.
All right. Thanks, buddy. I didn't give John a chance to win the tickets because he's such a busy guy. He's down at the vet all the time selling programs. He has his normal job. He was one of my neighbors down in Washington Township. Yeah, real good guy, real good sportsman. So, all right. So, Ray, I'm gonna pose to you one of your questions, and I throw it out there to everybody else at 610-632-0975. Call us, tweet us, text us, whatever you want to do. Just get in touch with us because we want to know the feeling of fans out there today. Also, I failed. I'm sorry. YouTube family, how are you guys today? Great to see you. Great to watch you comment on the show and comment with each other. Give us a call if you want. Love to hear from you guys, too, see how you're spending the day. A lot of people are working. Our workplace, the wonderful boss that Joe Bell is, sent out a little email. Hey, it's Phillies. It's Good Friday. He cut the day short a little bit for everybody. So you and I, are we leaving at 12? Or
Yeah, that's the plan.
We are?
Yeah.
Going to play best of?
Yeah.
Do we have a best of
No,
after
no.
10 shows?
We haven't. It happened. That's what
Yeah.
our 2 hours will be. It happened.
Yeah,
This
that's-
happens on the middays program, and we'll play that for 2 hours. So good
Okay.
talking to you guys. I'll see you down in K-Lot.
If only. If only. Okay, one of the things that you posed last night, and I want to put that out there for everybody, 610-632-0975. How far do you truly believe this team can go? Now, I want to break this up, Ray. I don't want to just run to the end of the season. How far do you think this team can go? Let me ask sub-questions off of that to get your answers here, if you don't mind. What place are the Phillies at the All-Star break?
Second.
How long, if at all, this season will the Phillies hold on to first place?
10 days in total, including today into tomorrow.
Well, right now they're tied for first, but they're also tied for last. What is the biggest lead in first place that they'll have this year?
2 games.
And when I say this year, I don't mean after like 4 games. You know, we're
Well,
talking,
yeah, but
we're
I mean,
talking
that's-
heart of the season.
Okay.
We're talking
heart of the season. Ooh. Yeah, 2 games. We'll go 2
Okay.
games.
What's the furthest they'll be behind out of first place this season?
8.
Where will they finish in the division?
Second.
How many games behind?
6.
That means you have the Braves winning 100 games on the button because
Yes.
you have 94 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what happens next? Because ultimately, when you ask the question, how far can this team go, this is all that matters. Coming up right now, where does it take you? Philadelphia Phillies, 94 wins, second place finish.
They win another pennant. We're talking about them playing for a World Series.
But, okay, perfect. So they win 2 series. They're in the World Series. That's not how far they go, though. Where do
went
they
3.
go?
I told you the other day. I think they finished the story this year.
Okay.
I think this is the team that does it. I just look at what they have on paper and what they've shown me in the postseason the last couple of years. They haven't been able to finish the job, and some people focus again on those last couple of games of the season, and there's reasons why they haven't been able to finish the job. I think this team is good enough to go win a World Series, so why would I sit here today and say, well, I think they're gonna come up short? No. I think this team's good enough to go do it. So I think they're going to go do it.
All right. I'm down with you on that one. I'll also do the questions that I asked you. I think that they will hold on to first place for a limited time, maybe 1 month, I'll say, of the season. They'll hold on to first place if you add it all up. I think the biggest lead that they'll have is 3.5. 3.5 games at some point, they'll hold on to first place. I think the biggest deficit they'll have will be in second place, will be 6 games to the Braves, the biggest. I have the Phillies winning 97 games. I do have the Braves winning 99, 100, right about there. Phillies do not win the division. They fall a couple to 3 games short in my book. The one narrative, before I keep going on my outlook here, the one narrative that I don't like to hear is how much people think it's a given that if they face Atlanta in the playoffs, oh, yeah, they own Atlanta, forget it. Maybe that's the truth, and maybe it'll carry on. And I've talked an awful lot about how I think in baseball things are contagious more than any other sport. I don't know if we can really count on that carry over, but I think they avoid the Braves somehow in the playoffs this year. I think it's the Phillies, Dodgers in the NLCS somehow, some way. And
CS or DS?
DS. What did I say? CS?
You said CS.
Yeah. The Braves and Dodgers are so good. I just don't know if they can get. We're taking for granted they're going to get through the Braves, and I just don't know if we can do that. So with 97 wins, I don't know who it'll be. I'll put them in the NLCS. Somehow I'll put them in the NLCS. I can't promise after that. That's
You have them
tough.
losing the NLCS at this moment.
At this moment, that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Not that I like that, but I would rather say I see them getting to the NLCS and then let's see what happens. And then anything can happen. I believe they could win it.
Well, I mean, all of our predictions, I think, at the beginning of the season, I think at this point it's just about you have them in the postseason, and do you think that they have a favorable path to get to the World Series if they have it?
Right.
Both of us have in the postseason. You see the path less favorable than I do.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's
All right.
fair.
All right, we'll look at it that way. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We got something for you.
What do we have?
Oh, we got the lineup.
All right, let's hold on to that. Let's hold on to the Phillies. You have the Braves lineup also?
I'm sure it's out there
I'm
somewhere.
sure it's out there, too. So when we get back, we'll give you the lineup, what it is for today. We have a Phillies question on our text board. Also, Uncle Frank has visited the text line. Uncle Frank, you are not prohibited from calling. Actually, with our new relationship that we have, we kind of encourage you to call, Uncle Frank. So anybody else out there also, 610-632-0975. Love to hear how your day's going, how you're spending it for opening day. Are you headed down to Citizens Bank Park? Are you in the parking lot? Are you getting ready to get there? What are your plans? Love to hear them. Chris Wheeler at 11 o'clock. Alaa Abdelnaby will join us at 12 o'clock. Until then, middays, Bob Cooney here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
When the birds are in the news, we are there with live press conferences.
As part of the international
more with Bob Cooney. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Welcome back. Beautiful Friday. Such excitement in the air. I got to let you know that the 11 o'clock hour, it's brought to you by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. All right, Ray, we teased it before we left. Let's not let the people wait any longer. Give us the Phillies starting lineup for today.
All right, your starting lineup today for the Phillies. It is going to be the designated hitter that you all pine for. You all love. You love seeing out there as the leadoff guy. It is Kyle Schwarber at DH, Trey Turner at shortstop, batting third, Bryce Harper at first base, JT Realmuto cleaning things up at catcher, batting fifth, third baseman Alec Boehm, batting sixth, second baseman Bryson Stott, Nick Castellanos batting seventh in right field, Brandon Marsh in left batting eighth, and Johan Rojas will be in center field and batting ninth. Of course, Zach Wheeler takes the mound for the Phils.
All right, any surprises there? There's one that I see a little bit of, and that is that the Boehm-Stott thing. You got Boehm hitting fifth, so he went righty-righty, which is very against what Rob Thompson usually does. If I were to have written this out, I only would have had one change, according to what they like to do usually. I would have thought he would have gone Schwarber lefty, Turner righty, Harper lefty, JT righty, Stott lefty, Boehm righty, and then Castellano, Marsh, Rojas. So, you know, that's okay. I mean, it's nothing major, but we know how much Rob Thompson just loves his lefty-righty, lefty-righty, lefty-righty. But, all right, probably a lineup that many. The number 4 hitter, do you think that's going to change throughout the year, Ray? I mean, JT, I don't think is a guaranteed. Yeah, he's your rock solid. If Boehm gets hot, maybe you throw him in there. If Castellanos gets hot, he could be a 4-hole hitter. They really don't have that prototypical 4-hole hitter. Well, they do, but he's leading off. You know what I mean? They just don't. None of those guys scream 4-hole hitter, right?
No, none of these guys do. I think that's going to be an interesting thing to follow all season, who they go with, who gets comfortable in that position. I know that was conversation postseason-wise with Boehm, whether he was supposed to be there, who you like having there. And the one thing that you said about what's not like them with the Stott-Boehm switch there, it was interesting because I think Stott did a lot more in the 5-hole in spring training than Boehm. And again, spring training lineups, what do you make of it? But it is interesting, at least noteworthy, because, again, you're kind of picking your poison with the righty-righty back-to-back because you're not having Marsh bat over any of those 3 righties in terms of Realmuto, Boehm, and Castellanos. So you wouldn't get the true left-right, left-right. But that's interesting. I kind of thought it was going to be Stott at 5.
Yeah.
When I penciled it in, like when I did the Rob Thompson brain, that's how I had it.
He's a kook, that Rob Thompson. He's a nut. You never know what he's going to do out there. Andy on the cell. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Andy?
Hey, Bob, Ray, happy opening day.
Happy opening day. What do you got going on? What is going on with Andy today for opening day? Take us to 3 o'clock this afternoon and what you're going to do.
Well, right now I'm out on the road working. I'm driving a truck, a small truck, doing some composting. And I'm going to be done around 1 o'clock. I talked to the boss man, and I said, hey, Friday I got something going on. First I said Thursday, but I changed it up, of course. And he said, yeah, no problem. Just get here early today, and you can clock out at 1 or 2 o'clock. So I'm going to go home, crack a cold one, and watch the Phillies Braves.
Attaboy, Andy. That's what I like to hear. And good on your boss. Your boss must not be that big of a baseball fan.
No, he really is. He's a big football guy, but I don't know. He doesn't really follow baseball or basketball even. He likes football and hockey.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So you get your early day.
I was hoping to try to guess one of those opening day starters.
You got it. Let me give it over to Ray Dunn, who will pose the trivia question to you, Andy.
All right, Andy. Let's take you back to 2007 and give you the center fielder for that Phillies team on opening day.
Ooh, the center fielder, 2007. I'm going through the lineup a little bit. It's down in the lineup.
Year before they won the World Series?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I got the center fielder. Geez, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Oh, was it Victorino?
Oh. Man, Ray, you're killing. Sorry, Andy. Have a great day, buddy. Who was the starting center fielder in 07?
Aaron Rowan.
Oh,
Makes
he
the
had the
big
infamous
catch.
broken nose.
Yeah.
Ah,
For
jeez.
who,
Look at you
what?
trying to fool man.
I don't know. It felt like that was.
I'm not calling violation, but
All right, sorry.
Jeez.
2008 first baseman.
and
You
then
got
do
that
the second baseman, then do the shortstop. Yeah.
They wouldn't
wow,
call it a
that's
game
a good
if
one,
there
though.
wasn't a chance to lose.
That's right, and that's why we can't make it too easy. But we do have 2 tickets out there waiting for you to go to the Philadelphia 76ers Oklahoma City Thunder game on Tuesday night. If you look at it and say, oh, wow, Tuesday night game, I don't know. Well, guess what? Joel Embiid just made the trip with the team to Cleveland, to Toronto. I'm telling you, during my years of covering the team, never when a guy was hurt and wasn't close to coming back did they travel. They stayed back at the facility where they have all the equipment they need. When you're on the road, you're not guaranteed great equipment. A lot of times, sometimes you're out practicing at a high school, practicing at a junior college. You don't have the equipment that you have here in Camden at their training facility, so that's why players stay back mostly. They took Embiid with them. He's there with the team. He's on court practicing, doing some things. It's getting close, people, and Jimmy Lennon predicted that Tuesday night would be the night. We have 2 tickets for that game that night. And even if Embiid isn't coming back, which I think maybe he might, you're seeing a really good team in the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you're watching a Sixers team that has to start piling up some wins in order to keep their place in this playoff hunt, play-in game, or 6th seed. We'll see where it falls. I think it's going to be ultimately a play-in game. Phillies Friday opening day. We love it. Coming up, 11 o'clock, the great, the wonderful, one of the nicest guys I know, Chris Wheeler, going to join the show just to share some of his Phillies knowledge because he is an encyclopedia when it comes to the Philadelphia Phillies. All that and more. Give us a call, 610-632-0975. Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies return today. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by
Day for your Philadelphia Phillies 10 o'clock hour was brought to you by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. This morning, Ricky Patalico described today as his Christmas Day. With our next guest, I think it's Christmas Day, New Year's Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all rolled up into one. Chris Wheeler joining us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Chris, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, Bob. I totally agree with what Ricky Bo said about that. And even though I'm 10 or 11 years removed from being around opening day and working as a broadcaster and all that, even being down here in Clearwater today, 1,200 miles away, there is a nice feeling about it. It always was. I don't think any sport has the opening day that baseball has, and the feelings that you have around it. It is kind of unique.
It is. I would assume in all your years covering the Phillies, probably more than just like Christmas Day to you, knowing the emotion that you have, how into it you are, the encyclopedia that you are of Phillies baseball. I assume that opening day ranks pretty high up there on your list.
It does, and we had so many good ones, and crazy opening days with weather and all that sort of stuff. And unfortunately, the Phillies had to postpone their opener 2 years in a row. But that's why they scheduled that off day in there. But yeah, I can remember Mike Schmidt hitting a game-winning, they call them walk-offs now, game-winning home run off Tug McGraw of the quote-unquote New York Mets back in '74, and I had started working for the Phillies in '71. So that was my first really emotional opening day that when Mike hit that home run off Tug that day.
Wheels, I got to tell a little behind-the-scenes story with you, and I tell this a lot of times. About 10 years ago or so, maybe a little longer, I brought my oldest son, Bobby, to a game, and I said to him in the middle of the game, I said, come on, let's go up into the press box. I want to show you what it's like. I don't know if you remember this. I brought him into the press box. You were the first one to come over and say hi, showed such interest in Bobby, took him around a little bit, showed him. He's 29 years old now, soon to be. He still talks about that to this day, about what a nice man you are. I will never forget that.
Well, my feeling, and I grew up that way anyway. I mean, my little Irish Catholic mother instilled a lot of respect in me for other people, and if you didn't act that way, then you caught it from her, and my dad too. And I've always figured one of the easiest thing you can do as another human being is be nice to someone. It's not that hard. It's easy to be a jerk, really. And I was around enough of those, and I've been around enough really nice people that it wore off too on me. And it was never. Look, I do remember that, and that was never a problem for me unless I didn't have time. And sometimes, they're pulling you to do the opening on TV or something. Right. But I always felt that way. I was a little kid one time in Philadelphia who idolized Richie Ashburn and Robin Roberts and Del Ennis and those guys. And then when I was lucky enough to be around a sport and be around those people, and then could share that with some other people, I always felt that was important. Plus, as you said, and people who know me and like what I did, I love the game. I mean, I'm 78 right now. I'll be 79 this year, and I still remember stuff. And I wake up every day thinking, well, maybe one of these days I'm not going to remember what pitch a guy hit in the eighth inning 30 years ago, and it'll bother me. But right now, I still remember. I still love the game. I know it's changed a lot. I know some people don't like the direction that it went, but I think they've done a lot in just the past year, and they're trying to do even more to instill more interest in the game, especially for younger fans who, look, you'll know what I said. I'm not trying to be a Neanderthal here. Kids have a shorter attention span than we had. They didn't have to build fun playhouses and stuff in ballparks. You went to the game, you sat there, you watched the game. Nowadays, you have to do those kind of things. And, if you complain about it and think, that's no good, well, all that, you're just going to defeat the purpose of trying to have young people love the game as much as you loved it when you were a kid.
And it's the memories. It's the stories. Yeah. I could tell you right now, Wheels, I still hang around and talk to every day the guys I grew up and went to high school with and grammar school with. And we talk about 1980, Phillies making the run to the World Series. They were playing the Expos on I think it was a Sunday afternoon, and Schmitty hits the home run off of Stan Bonson.
Yep.
We went to the Cherry Hill Mall to watch it because none of us had TVs that were any good. So we went to the mall and watched it on the displays where they had it in one of the stores and sat there and listened to your guys' call, of course, on Mike Schmidt hitting a home run off of Stan Bonson. But we're going to have to take it into nowadays, Wheels, because nobody wants to hear our stories from years back.
Well, I know, but you're right about that. And that was that Saturday game that we beat the Expos that day. And there were like 4 hours of rain delays.
Yeah, it was awful.
That was when they didn't have the roof on the Big O up there in Montreal. And it was a long, long day, but boy, it was worth it. And then the next day, Tim McCarver got to play, getting at bat because he had been broadcasting for us that year, and he got to have an at bat the next day and doubled. And when he got to second base, he didn't point at the dugout; he pointed up to the press box, which was pretty cool.
So, Wheels, you've been around many managers of this Phillies team, and all different types. You can go from the Dallas Green to the, on down, and the different types of managers that you've been intimately close to in just being around baseball. How do you describe Rob Thompson?
Well, you're right. I have been around a lot, and Frank Lucchese was my first manager to date myself. That's how far I go back with that, and I did the manager's radio show starting with Nick Leyva every year and every day that I was there. So I got to know them very, very well, and they trust you. They get to know that, all right, I go in there and they find out you know the game a little bit, and you're also trustworthy, and you really become their confidant and their shrink. I've gotten to know Rob a little bit the last few years, and he is just what people say he is. Every time I'm lucky enough to be in his company, he looks you right in the eye and talks to you, and he acts like you're the most important person in the world. And there's something to that. I really believe that one of the most important things you can do is your time. Give time to somebody. I think he gets it. I think he gets that he has to do the things that have to be done to run the clubhouse, but the players are the show, and you let them go and play, and if you have good players, they're going to make you look good. From what I understand, when it's like Charlie. People used to say, "Oh, Charlie's this old good time folksy guy." Hey, I can't begin to tell you how many times I'd be sitting in his office talking and getting ready to do a show or afterwards, and he'd have that look. He'd look over my shoulder and he'd say, "Would you just take a little hike for a minute?" And I'd look over my shoulder, and there was a guy standing there that he was hauling in there to talk and discipline him a little bit. So I think Rob Thompson has that feel. You got to be good with you guys, too. You have to be good with the media now. When I started out, you had to worry about 3 or 4 sports writers. Nobody in broadcasting meant anything. When I started out in the 70s, now you've got so many different media with all the social media and all that stuff. So you have to have a feel for that. And I think his natural temperament of being, and you've been around a lot of hockey people, his natural temperament of being a laid-back Canadian really helps.
Yeah, probably, and you're exactly right on that. Chris Wheeler joining us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Wheels, you've been around a lot of teams that had high expectations, and some handle it one way and some handle it another. From being around this team in Clearwater, do you think they are the type of team that will excel with high expectations? Do you think they're okay in the role that they've been given?
I think they're comfortable with it, Bob. You're dealing with a home opener today with 2 teams with sky-high expectations. The Atlanta Braves are really, really good, and they've shown that, and they're better probably this year on paper than they were last year, what they've added with their pitching. The Phillies, to me, and look, I don't have the inside that I used to have when those guys are when I started, and we were around the same age, and they're my friends, and they shared things with you, and even the older players, and even the younger players, when I was around them, you could talk to them and all that. But from what I'm told, these guys genuinely like each other. They enjoy. Look, they're around each other from February and hopefully to October, November nowadays. And if you don't like each other, and there's an edge, and there's a couple guys in there that are ticking everybody off all the time, it can really be a problem. And it's a problem that's hard to solve. So from what I understand, they really like coming to the ballpark. I met Kyle Schwarber for the first time this year at a sponsors thing. You talk about a guy who looks you right in the eye when he talks to you. And I asked him, I said, I'm an old-time baseball guy. I said, you guys sit around and talk baseball? And he went, Yes, we sit around and talk the game. And that's something that I heard was not in the sport the way that it used to be, and maybe never be quite the way it used to be. But that, to me, told me a lot about being together as a team, that you want to sit around and talk the game and maybe even criticize each other a little bit, because back when I started, they would get on each other. They were brutal. Nowadays, they're little more reticent to do those kind of things. So I really like that answer.
It goes to attention span too, right? Because they play the game. It's probably, all right, we're done. Let's go. Let's go do something else. This looks like to be a group that does like to sit and talk about it. Of all you've seen great players through the years, the Schmidts, the Carltons, the Howards, Rollins, Utleys, go down the line. When you talk about Bryce Harper, is he going to kind of fall, or has he already kind of fallen into that, small little lump of great all-time Philly players?
Oh yeah. And the thing I think he does best is he lets the fans enjoy it with him.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys in the older generations of players, they weren't good. They wouldn't be going over to the across the street, and partying with people after games. They weren't going to do that stuff, and that didn't mean that they were bad guys or anything. That's not what they did. They didn't enjoy that. This bunch, to me, and Harper right there at the forefront of it, shows their emotions. Philadelphia's a very emotional. Look, if the Phillies lose today, they're going to have a terrible year. If they win today, there's a parade zone. You know how it goes. It's just the way it is, even in a sport as long as baseball. But Harper really understands the mentality. Reese Hoskins was like that too, and some of these other guys are. They understand of what it takes to play in Philadelphia, how difficult it is. When I first started, players come up and say, "Why are they so miserable? Why do they keep talking to me about the '64 Phillies?" And I wasn't even born then, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That you have to understand. You're on the East Coast, and it starts in Boston. It goes probably a little bit south of Wilmington, and it's a way of life for the sports teams on the East Coast. And our fans are very, very passionate, and they care. And this team gives a lot back, and Harper's right at the forefront of that, of interacting with the fans. And the fans love it when you give something back to them that way.
Sure do. The great Chris Wheeler joining us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Wheels, I'll leave you with this. What are your expectations for this team this season? Now, if you want to give a prediction, great, but what are your expectations as far as 2024 for this team?
Well, I've never been one for predictions, Bob, because especially in baseball, it can blow up on you so fast. So the number one thing you look at is they're good. They have good players, and they've had a lot of the same players are here that have been so good the last 2 years, especially late in the year and in postseason. But you look at it about injuries. It's so important, because the 26 guys that are going to go out in that field today and be introduced before the game are not going to be the 26 players that are here at the end of the year, or contributed in the year, or failed during the year, because it changes. You get up into 40s, 45 when the number of players. So that's what you have to have. You have to have luck. You have to have health, and you have to have good players. And they start out with really, really good players this year, and they're playing a team today, as I said, with really, really good players. So it'll be a good 3 days. From what I understand, it's kind of windy there today, and the wind's that always meant it would blow in from left center. So Strider and Wheeler should enjoy that today, because they're fly ball pitchers. Strider is. Wheeler's more of a ground ball pitcher, but it should be fun. I would think it's electric. And being that close to the World Series again last year, the Phillies feel that they need to get there to get to the World Series. And the Braves, what do you think they think?
Yeah.
After winning as many games as they won the last 2 years, and then the Phillies beat them 2 years in a row. So you couldn't have a much better opener with two teams that are matched up like this. And maybe the Phillies, Dodgers, and Braves on paper have the best teams on paper.
Well, Wheels, can't thank you enough for joining us. I know next time now that I'm down in Clearwater, I'm going to hit you up, get together, maybe get a nice cold beverage. And it's so good getting in touch with you again. So we will be in touch throughout the season, and we can't thank you enough.
Thanks, Bob. I always enjoyed our interactions. I had a lot of fun with guys in the media back in those days. So
there were some characters there.
Oh, my God. Well, that'll be a whole show.
I'll tell Hagan you said hello.
Yeah, there's a good guy. I'll tell Hagee I said hi. Yeah,
I will.
Do.
All right, Chris,
Okay.
thanks so much. Appreciate it, buddy. Chris Wheeler joining us, longtime Phillies announcer, Phillies encyclopedia. I think he said 71. I'm pretty sure I know this from in past conversations that Wheels and I had. His first day was the opening day at the Vet, I believe, with the team. So that shows you how long it goes back. And you know what? All right, look, Chris Wheeler, I always, if you were able to sit back and just listen, my God, he was such an intelligent baseball person. And, you know, he's sitting in a booth with Richie Ashburn, who he called his idol, and Harry Callis. And you know, there's Chris Wheeler. It's awesome. Wheels is probably best known, or, you know, one of the things he's favoritely known for.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around with your broke ass.
You touched something over there. That's not me.
Oh, that was me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch
okay.
out. That's
Must have been
Tyrone's
my
drop
hand.
board. That's Tyrone's drop board.
All
you
right,
just
I'm
hit.
sorry, I got to move that out of my way. But one of the best thing that Wheels is known for, last out, 2008 World Series, and Harry Callis is making the call, and there's video of Wheels standing up and pumping his fists and all that and going crazy, but not making a sound over the microphone so that the play-by-play guy, who just so happens to be a Hall of Famer and Harry Callis, can say, what I love most about that, I don't know if you noticed this, Ray. So he does it, and he's pumping. He's got his leather jacket on, and he stops, and then he stands up, and he does it again. But if you notice, then he takes his pen, and he marks it on his score sheet. He marked the out on his score sheet. I just love that. I do. I like Wheels a lot. He's such a nice guy. And so I wanted to get a little Phillies in today with Chris Wheeler. So we thank him for joining us. Okay, where are you today? Where's everybody? You on your way down to the ballpark? We're open until we get Alaa Abdelnaby at 12 o'clock. Let us know, 610-632-0975. The Phillies have announced their opening day, opening lineup. This is cool, Ray. Do you get this? So we're having some fun today. We have 2 tickets to give you for Sixers, Oklahoma City Thunder. Call in. Let us know what you're doing today for the Phillies game at 610-632-0975. And then we will give you an opening lineup from a year. And we'll give you a position. You have to name who the player was. There's got to be like some extra juice in a player when they're in the opening lineup opening day. Like last year, Derek Hall was the opening day first baseman. Now, we all knew Derek Hall was probably just a sub-in until the Phillies got righted, Harper got healthy, and all of that. But, like today, he's an answer to a trivia question. Down the line, we could go down the line of guys. Johnny Oates one time was a starting catcher, I believe, for the Phillies in, like, 76. He was in the opening day lineup. Am I right?
Wow, that's some great opening day knowledge from you.
And if I'm not mistaken, on that day, he broke his collarbone. Yeah, got hit in a collision at home plate or something like that and got hurt. But that's got to be a thrill, man. You're thrown into a starting lineup on opening day. You're just looking and going, man, I'm going down in the record books. I might only be here for 10 games, but I'm starting opening day. I just think that's really cool. So your opening lineup for your Phillies today: Kyle Schwarber batting first, DHing. Trey Turner at second base. Bryce Harper at first base. JT Realmuto hitting cleanup at catcher. Alec Boehm, third baseman, hitting fifth. Bryson Stott, your second baseman, hitting sixth. Nick Castellanos, seventh in right field. Eighth is Brandon Marsh in left field. And ninth is Johan Rojas out in center field. I have something about him that I want to bring up next segment that I don't think has been talked about enough. Not just about him. It hasn't been talked about enough when you're outlooking this season for the Philadelphia Phillies. I think it's a major, major point that we need to get to. AJ in Browns Mill, before we get to the text hotline, AJ in Browns Mill, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, AJ? AJ? No, AJ's gone. All right, let's get to that text hotline because we have a Phillies question, and Uncle Frank is on the text line. What do we got over there, Ray?
All right, for the Phillies question, Brian from Wilmington asking how many players on the Phillies will make the All-Star game this year?
Ooh, I like that. All right, let's go around the horn. JT?
No.
Pitcher?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you give me a name.
Well, okay.
Which
one
one?
of Wheeler and Nola.
One of them. Okay, I'll go with you there. Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Okay, that's two. Bryson Stott?
Second base in the National League. I'll say no.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of tough. Shortstop? Trey Turner?
Yes. Bounce back
Ooh,
season.
I like that. Alec Boehm?
No.
Too young.
28.
Outfielder, let's just go Castellanos?
No.
Yeah, okay. So 2 or 3.
Schwarber.
Oh, I'm sorry. D.H. Schwarber, yes.
Schwarber, Harper, Wheeler, and Nola.
I don't know if I can guarantee Schwarber. I'll go Harper.
Oh, and
I'll
Turner.
go
Turner. So 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
All right. We got funny to continue with that conversation because after that text came in, Chris on a lawnmower wanted to check in. Wanted to let us know he's on the
nice.
lawnmower. Yeah. Chris said, bold prediction, the Phillies will be the most represented team at the All-Star game. Harper, Turner, Stott, Castellanos, Nola.
Stott and Castellanos are obviously the question marks. You have to look around at the other second baseman in the National League, and it's going to be tough for Stott. Castellanos, that would mean he's having a really good year if you're going to grab him out of the outfielders. He was there, obviously. Was he their lone representative last year? Oh, no, Kimbrel. Kimbrel, that's right.
That's going to be a fun trivia question someday.
What?
The All-Star representative for the Phillies in 2023. How many people are coming up with Craig Kimbrel?
Yeah, probably not, especially the way he ended the season. What does Uncle Frank have to say? Is he on there?
Yes, Uncle Frank is on here. He wanted to let you know that he'd be happy to do beers with you while watching the Phillies game and perhaps a salmon BLT without the B, of course.
Salmon. I don't do tea.
Okay, so salmon
just
and
be a salmon sandwich.
Salmon and lettuce.
Yeah, I guess.
So probably just salmon. I think you guys could just cut out the middleman there.
Okay. I still don't know what I'm doing for the game. I got to figure it out. I got to get in touch with some people. Maybe I'll be with Uncle Frank. I don't know. I don't know exactly where he's positioned in life, so we'll have to figure that out. But when we get back, a lot more into the Phillies. We'll take a look at the Braves starting lineup today, see what Zach Wheeler has to go against. At 12 o'clock, we are going to have Alaa Abdelnaby talk to us about the Sixers, about the game the other night, the ending, which was bad. But just moving forward here, where does he think Joel Embiid is with all of this, traveling to Cleveland and traveling Toronto with the team? This is awesome. This is 97.5 The Fanatic Middays. Bob Cooney.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Happy opening day. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Pearls, California.
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It's here. Opening day's getting closer and closer. 3.5 hours away. Can't wait. Don't they do the thing on opening day, the Phillies, where they come down from center field and all? That's cool. I love watching the celebrities and all that stuff throughout the opening pitch at different stadiums. Andy Reid in Kansas City yesterday showed why he was a punt, pass, and kick champion when he was 12 years old. He could still throw the ball, look good.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, he was. He is. Any other opening day people? I think I saw Harmon, the golfer, throw something out. He looked good. I don't know.
I missed a lot of opening day ceremonies yesterday because timing to get home. I was just racing to be home to watch some baseball. And
you texted me at like, what was it, 7 o'clock last night?
Something like that.
I've done nothing since I got home but watch baseball. And I was jealous because I don't have MLB Network for some reason. I didn't realize it. We have YouTube TV now. I guess I can get it.
I don't think YouTube TV has MLB Network. I think that might be it. I don't know if it carries it.
Yeah, so I was a little deprived yesterday. I was ticked. 1 o'clock even though we were still here, but 1 o'clock on opening day, ESPN should be somewhere and have a game on. That bothered me.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. All I can tell you is their 7 o'clock game was good.
You don't care about me.
I do. I do.
Hey, Fanatic Deal of the Week is back. Get two $50 point cards for Arnold's Family Fun Center in Oaks for the price of one. That's $100 value for just $50. With action-packed attractions like go-karts, bowling, laser tag, mini golf, and arcade games, Arnold's is perfect for fun seekers of all ages. Get the exclusive offer while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com. Keyword, deal. Deal. All right, well, we want to hear from you. Where are you? What are you doing? Are you down there? Are you having fun? I got some texts from friends that are down there tailgating already. If you are, check in. We want the scene to be set for us and a chance to win a couple of pairs of tickets to go see the Sixers on Tuesday night against the Oklahoma City Thunder if you can answer a trivia question about a Phillies opening day lineup. James on the cell. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, James?
Hey, what's up, man? Long-time listener, man. Good to hear from you guys. I love the Andy Reid punt pitch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He looked good throwing that ball out there.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to try to answer the starting lineup question.
All right. Well, before that, what are you doing today? How are you getting ready for this Phillies game today?
Psych, man. I'm glad that they pushed it back with the bad weather yesterday. So just home, just hanging out, just looking forward to a beautiful day with some baseball.
Okay, so no going out plans, no partying, no nothing. It's just you and the TV set today.
Yep, exactly, man. That's the best place to do it.
All right, give me your expectations for this Phillies team, James.
I think they underachieved a little bit last year. I think they could have done better. I was at the series a couple years ago, the Astros series. I think if they could stay healthy, right? That's the big asterisk. Everybody can stay healthy. If Bryce can play a full season, he's the man. If the pitching can do what they got to do, I think the Phillies are a handful of teams that have a good shot.
All right, I'm down with all of that. Okay, Ray, do your thing for James. Give him a trivia question about a Phillies opening day lineup.
All right, we'll take you back to 2011, the opening day lineup, and we're talking about the third baseman of that 2011 team.
Ooh, Polanco?
Oh, Plácido Polanco is correct. James, hold the line. We're going to get your name into a hat to get you up for those Sixers tickets on Tuesday. If you answer the question correctly during the show, your name goes into a hat, and then we will pull it at the end of the show to see who wins those Sixers tickets. You're giving good ones today.
This was an adrenaline rush. To get Polanco there, I was excited. I was fired up for that one.
When you think of Plácido Polanco, what's the first thing you think of?
The fact that he didn't play for the no-hitter in Miami.
Really?
Yes.
Not my first thought at all.
What's your first thought?
That head. He had one of the best nuggets I've ever. His head was like, it looked like a baseball hitter. Yeah. One of those great pure head. 20. He wasn't in the lineup for the perfect game.
Yeah, he was not in line for the perfect game. So he's not the one that makes the final out. It's grounded to third, and he doesn't make the final out.
That was 2010 or 11?
2010. He was also on the team in 2010.
Okay.
He was your opening day third baseman from 2010 to 2012.
Same day, that perfect game as the Flyers playing the Chicago Blackhawks, I believe in game 2 or 3. I forget which one.
Yes.
We were up in the Poconos as a family. how did it play out? I think my son Bobby and I were down getting something like, watching the Phillies game and the Flyers down in like a bar in the lobby of the hotel. The rest of the family was upstairs. So I said, all right, come on, it's time to go out. No. I said, what do you mean no? It's a perfect game. We can't move. We can't change anything. I'm like, Bob, I'm not sitting down here we can't move. So we didn't move.
Yeah.
And it was like the third inning. So stayed down there the whole time to watch it. So he's such a huge baseball fan. It was awesome to watch with him.
I was stranded outside. I watched it through a window. My family wouldn't let me
What?
back into the home.
No.
We were down at my grandparents' shore house. I watched it through the window.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
That's how superstitious your family is? They wouldn't let you in the house?
I was outside.
How old were you? 14, you were like 10.
2010, I was 10, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I watched through the window.
That's a little messed up. Were they laughing at you? Did they?
I mean, it was a warm night with
did they put
safe
some
area.
food outside for you or some drinks?
I'm sure
or something?
I was well fed. I'm sure I had something to drink out there. I'm sure I was fine. But yeah, I was outside when it all was going down, so I was left out there.
Wow, that's kind of wild. Baseball does bring out the superstition in people.
No, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, a perfect game, especially.
Yeah, more than anything else, for sure. Mark in Philly's on his way to the games. What's going on, Mark? How you doing?
Yeah, what's up? Huge fan of you guys. I listen to you all on the road to school.
Where do you go to school, Mark?
St. Anselm's.
Nice. What grade you in?
7.
All right. Very cool. Who you going to the Phillies game with today?
With my mom.
Nice. Very good. You want a Phillies trivia question? Try to win Sixers tickets?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Now, let's not forget here. He's in 7th grade, Ray.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
7th grade. So let's take you back. Let's go a couple of years ago. Let's go to the 2021 opening day lineup, and let's try and guess that left fielder.
Left fielder 3 years ago.
War number 22.
Anything, Mark?
No.
All right, buddy. Have fun today. Appreciate the call. Darn, poor Mark. Mom couldn't help him out either. Go ahead, give the answer.
Andrew McCutchen.
Andrew McCutchen. He was. We had him on. What show was it? I forget. But we had him on, and he called his uncle. What was the bit that he did?
Oh, the Uncle Larry?
Uncle Larry.
Yeah.
So we're talking to him, and like in the middle of a normal conversation, so the team now, you've won 4 in a row. What are you seeing different? He goes, oh, hold on, guys. My Uncle Larry's here. And then just, boom, switch characters in the middle of the interview.
Yeah.
It was funny as hell.
He was awesome. I got a chance to meet him.
I love personalities like that.
Yeah, when the Brewers were in town when he came back. The night that Schwarber got thrown out, screamed at Angel Hernandez. I met McCutchen just walking. I was down there through Temple, the whole thing. And he was the coolest guy. I mean, we talked down to earth and, just the nicest person. I enjoyed getting a chance to talk to Andrew McCutchen. So I'm sure he was a lot of fun for you guys.
It's like Wheel said. It's easy to be nice.
Yeah, very easy to be nice.
It is. I find it hard to be a jerk and angry and all that stuff. Like, there's just not enough time. You'll look at people that are constantly complaining or find something to gripe about or bitch and moan. And I do. I look at them and I say, God, that takes a lot of energy. I don't have that much energy. I think it's easier just to smile and try to be nice and have a good conversation.
Yeah, I think it is easier that way.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody's doing that today. Down there at Citizens Bank Park. I am jealous, right? I want to be down there right now so badly. I wish to God you and I were in the parking lot with, if we had to work, put us in the parking lot down there so we could watch the people have their fun. Kyle from Medford, New Jersey's on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, Kyle?
Bob, how you doing, brother?
Doing all right. How about you?
Man, I am amped up for opening day.
It's fun, isn't it?
I can't. I'm so happy yesterday got canceled, so we didn't have this dull, stupid day between another Phillies game. We get 3 straight days of Phillies baseball. Wheeler, Nola, Ranger. I'm going on Sunday to watch Ranger. I can't wait. I'm just looking forward to the season.
Yeah, I just didn't feel good about a game of drizzle and cold and maybe get called off for a little bit and go back on. I feel bad, and my cousin's one of them. She had tickets for yesterday. She couldn't go today. She was upset, and I feel bad for the people that couldn't make it today. But
Yeah,
I mean, today's
one of 162.
It is.
We got plenty.
It is, and you know what? My feeling was I just want the people to get down there by 12 o'clock and have fun and tailgate and do all those things before they go into the game. Are you going down today, Kyle?
No, I'm going on Sunday. Not able to make it down today, but I'll be watching with a cold beverage in my hand.
Where are you now? I got an invite. I'll get a little insight here to Bob Cooney's life.
Yeah.
I just got an invite on the last break from a buddy of mine saying, "Hey, you know where I'm going to be? Come on over to Ott's. Let's watch some of the game together." Ott's in Medford. That's where he's going to be.
Well, you might just have to see me down there because we got to play 6 degrees of Bob Cooney separation because I'm sure somewhere along the way we have a connection somewhere.
Oh, we can. Did you grow up in Medford? I can do it right now.
I grew up over in Lumberton.
Oh, Lumberton. Chief of Police for Lumberton was one of my best friends, Anthony DiLoretto.
There you go. It's right there.
There it is. There it is. Kyle, listen, you ready for this trivia question for opening day lineup?
Yeah, hit me with it, Ray.
All right.
All right, let's give you the 2012 opening day right fielder.
2012 opening day right fielder.
We can give a hint.
Yeah, let me give it one hint here.
That's my man, Kyle.
Okay, yeah, all right. Good game. Let's go eat.
Oh, Hunter Pence? No.
There it is.
Yeah.
100 pence. Kyle, hold on. We're going to get all your information here and put you into the hat. Kyle from Medford, very well, might be getting those 2 tickets to go see the Sixers Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday night. Not bad, Ray.
Not bad.
Not bad. My man Kyle, maybe I will see him over at Ott's today in Medford. I got the invite from Rock during the, like we didn't know he was going to be there. That's the place he goes to all the time. So I don't know why. I really am into going out and seeing some of this game today. And I wish my wife was like, she doesn't get off work until 4:30. I wish I could, grab her and go somewhere too. But maybe I should just go somewhere and watch the game until 4:30 until she gets off work.
Oh, that'd be so nice of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check in. I'll see what the text board says during this break. Okay, when we get back, don't forget 12 o'clock. Alaa Abdelnaby. We're going to talk about the 76ers. What's going on with them today? Oh wait, a quick question on the text line. I don't even like this question, but go ahead.
Yeah, someone said, since I want to make sure that we get this one correct, it is a number from Florida. I just thought they had a name attached to it. You're the beer and crab guy, so they want to know if it was okay to enjoy 15 or so today.
No.
I hope they're talking about crabs.
15 crabs, absolutely. 30 crabs, whatever. I could pick crabs all day long, as I told you. I am very meticulous when I pick crabs. When my shells are done and I go to get another crab, you will not find one sliver of crab meat in my already disabled crab because I am that good of a picker. My brother-in-law, who's from Baltimore, taught me how to do it. So 15 beers, absolutely not. We want everybody safe, have fun, don't overdo it. It's no fun the next day and even later that day. You're going to piss somebody off if you have 15 beers. So no, absolutely not. All right, join us when we get back. More Phillies talk. Alaa Abdelnaby at 12. And then you, 610-632-0975. Let us know where you are. Let us know what kind of fun you're having for this Phillies opener. Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5, The Fanatic.
The best show ever.
people, thank you for joining us. Always great conversation. Always learn something from you guys. We appreciate you greatly. Mopar, he's building the bar in the house today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. When I say to you that somebody's building a bar in the house, what's the first thing you think of, Ray?
Beer?
Invitation.
Oh. Yeah,
Mopar.
well, that would be
we
what I
like
want.
bars. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to come see you.
Beers with Bob.
Mopar's a good dude. Yeah, he's come to a couple of our things before. Everything's going good. Natalie says on the YouTube page, TGIF, all capital letters. Opening day, Beyonce album drop. Is this heaven? Natalie's in heaven today. And that's good. Hope you all are. We are here also. Somebody on here made fun of me and said, Bob, you get off at 2 o'clock. It's not like you work construction. Was I complaining? I said we were jealous that we weren't down in the parking lots.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Believe me, I know my hours are short, and I am very, very aware of that. And
we have good jobs.
Grateful for all of you who are out there all day long. Yeah, we've done the sweat jobs too. I'm only speaking for myself. Did landscape. Our days used to consist of, it was so fun. We would landscape 5 days a week. So, we did at the time, and this was walk behind mowers. We would do like 25, 30 lawns a day, go home, take off our shoes, leave them on our porches, get a shower, go play a summer league basketball game or a summer league softball, whatever it was. Well, younger years in high school, you had summer league basketball. We were in 2 different leagues, so sometimes you'd have 2 games a night. Then we'd go over our friend's house and we'd play more basketball or tennis or something like that. We'd go home and we'd jump into somebody's pool and jump out, and rinse off and stuff like that and do it all over the next day. And it was like the best time of our lives, Yeah. You were out at like 8 o'clock in the morning. You rolled back in around 11 o'clock, slept for a little bit, and then went and did it all over again. The greatest days of your life, right?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I don't know where Glory Days is in this system, but I could play Glory Days for you if you want.
No, that's okay. We're good. Are you keeping an eye on we were invited. We're invited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mopar
I can't
Natalie.
wait.
Mopar and Natalie might be a thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
We are the love connection
Look at that, the YouTube chat.
On the YouTube chat. You can't beat that. All right, Ray, let's get to your second question before we're going to get Alaa Abdelnaby here at noon. Talk a little bit of Sixers basketball. Tough loss the other night. But let's get to your level of faith in Rob Thompson. It's a good question by you. It's a question I posed to Chris Wheeler earlier about how do you describe him. And Wheels, like mostly everybody, said, I thought it was cool how he said, he makes everybody feel like they're the most important person in the room. That some people, I know exactly what Wheels is talking about because we've all been around a bunch of athletes, managers, coaches in our lifetime. Some of them are so standoffish because they're so into the sport, into coaching the team, and that's understandable also. But I think what Wheels was getting at was Rob Thompson is the kind of guy that he is in the moment all the time. Oh, I'm meeting Ray from 97.5 The Fanatic. Ray, how are you? Where did you go to school? Like, that's the kind of guy he seems to be. What is your faith level, though, in Rob Thompson for this coming season?
I have full faith. Full faith in Rob Thompson. I mean, this is the guy that's turned it around for this organization. He's come at the right time. He's given this clubhouse a reason to feel relaxed and a reason to be themselves, and you've seen what they've been able to do and excel on the field. And even the questionable things that have happened over the last couple of years. One, I know everyone goes back to that World Series and, I can't believe he took him out. And that was the way he went all postseason. That was the way it went all postseason. And it worked. It got them to that point. I don't blame him for going and doing it again. You want to look at last year and people get upset with Kimbrel in Game 4? Jason Stark was on with the best show ever. I don't know if it was that week or the week that followed talking about it.
Right.
And that was a plan that was structured beyond Rob Thompson for what they were going to do Game 4 pitching-wise. So one of the 2 biggest things that people give him flack for seemed like it was out of his hands. And the other one was what he had done to get them to where they were supposed to be. So if you want to talk about strikes against the guy, we talk all the time about Schwarber and how they play with him leading off. Rob Thompson, his winning percentage as manager, has given me enough reason to believe that I should have full faith in what he's doing and what this team has been able to do under him.
Tim Kirkjian was on earlier this week, a national legend as far as Major League Baseball goes, and he talked about one of the first things he brought up, talked about how the Phillies clubhouse was college-like. because they were so close. They all got along. Rob Thompson has a lot to do with it. We just talked to Wheels, and he talked about how great that clubhouse is and how much the guys are into baseball, talking baseball with each other. Rob Thompson probably has a lot to do with that. Did the Phillies luck out? And you remember when we were talking about this the other day, I thought of it. So Joe Girardi's here. Everybody, nobody had a problem with Joe Girardi being hired, coming from the Yankees, all of that. I don't think many did. You needed a name in there after, what was it, Ryan Sandberger? No, McCann.
Gabe Kapler.
Gabe Kapler. I'm sorry. Yeah. You kind of had a string there and then you got a name. And you're like, okay, this guy won a World Series. Let's go. Starts out the season in 22, not well. I know it was early June. They get rid of him. Did they luck into Rob Thompson? He was here with Kapler. He's here. I guess he's a guy that you're like, okay, we'll throw him in there, baseball lifer, and then boom, things turn around. You think it was luck?
I mean, kind of.
That is nothing against Rob Thompson, because he even said he might have been getting out of the game soon.
It's kind of lucky. I'd say there's an element of it. You had to have the guy in the organization to make that move, so that's good on you. But I don't know if you ever looked at him seriously as the manager until he was the manager and until you started to actually win with him as the manager. So I think, you got kind of lucky in that sense.
I do agree with you. I do have confidence in Rob Thompson, a lot of confidence. I thought the thinking outside the box in the playoffs, while questioned, it worked. A lot of times it worked. Yes, you can go to the Wheeler being pulled and all of those things, but the stuff that he did outside the box worked. Guts enough to put Schwarber at the top of the lineup and not go away from it. They win a lot of games when Schwarber's at the top of the lineup. It is unconventional, but he's okay with it. They're okay with it. So it's working. So to answer your question, yeah, I do have a lot of faith in Rob Thompson. I think probably many do here also. Okay, Alaa Abdelnaby is joining us at 12 o'clock. We'll talk to him about the Sixers. After that, we need to hear from you. 610-632-0975. Where are you? Are you down there? Are you the people that are making both me and Ray jealous because you're down there cracking some beers, having some snacks? I don't, maybe there's hot dogs flowing. I don't know. But whatever it may be, let us know. Set the scene. We need to hear about it. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies return today. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Indeed.
What's going on, brother? How are you today, Alaa?
Great, Bob. Good to be with you. Thanks for having me on, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. First question is a personal one. How much weight do you lose during Ramadan?
About 10 to 12 pounds.
Do you really?
Yeah, you lose about 10 to 12 pounds. I mean, you could curb that a little bit if you were to eat a little bit more and sleep a little bit less, but you've got to be able to balance that somehow. So, yeah, I wound up losing about 10 to 12 pounds. But it's not a bad thing because the summer is right around the corner, so it gets me to my beach body.
You got to get those abs going.
Exactly.
All right, trivia question for you. I love to ask trivia questions. There was a Duke legend, not yourself, another one, that took me and you out to dinner one time down in Charlotte. Who was it?
A Duke legend that took me and you out to dinner in Charlotte. Oh, my goodness.
Real good foul shooter, a big man, played for the 76ers.
Was it Jaminski?
It was Mike Jaminski. That is correct. I guess the dinner meant more to me than it did to you because you don't even remember.
I get to see Mike a little bit more often, but you're right. I do remember that afternoon or that evening when we landed in Charlotte and then we went out to dinner. I do remember that. That was a good time.
It was. I do miss being on the road with you. You are, as you know, one of my favorites.
You too, buddy.
So, getting to this 76ers team, and yeah, well, you and I texted about it the other night. Bad calls at the end. You expressed it on the TV. Look, the fans love it. Absolutely love it. You are speaking for the fans. And when the referees come out afterwards, and I'm friends with some of the heads of the referees, they came out afterwards. They made the wrong call. Your reaction was what your reaction was. But as far as this team goes, to me, Alaa, at the end of that game, it just seemed to be a case of there's a team in the Clippers that had two or three guys that wanted to take that game by the throat and could take it over. And the Sixers, without Joel Embiid, you're kind of still looking for that. Am I kind of reading that correctly in your eyes?
No, you're absolutely right. And I think it's a makeshift lineup from time to time. And, whether or not Kelly's in the lineup, whether or not Tobias has been in the lineup recently, Nick Nurse has had to make some adjustments on the fly. I think what you saw the other day with me and my reaction is just a matter of the 76ers need every win they can get right now. And to see some of the calls that we got, whether it was at Sacramento, that K.J. Martin knee up in the chest, I still don't understand that call. I'm not quite sure how they expect K.J. to jump in the air without lifting his knee. But then you go into the game against the Clippers the other night. The Sixers are battling for their lives right now, and it's kind of disheartening when the referees can come in and kind of play a role when it should be between the two teams. So you're right. The Clippers had more. They had more guys out on the floor. They had more finishers out on the floor, and that was what made the win in L.A. so impressive a couple days ago, beating them on their home floor. But then when you come into a close ball game and it can go either way, they've got a lot of pieces that can finish the game, whether it's Paul George. You saw Kawhi Leonard with that incredible layup and N1 down the stretch. They have playmakers, and that was their advantage the other night. But I thought having to beat 8 instead of 5 with the 3 refs was a tall order for the Sixers.
So he texted me last night, and you say, like, yeah, I'm calmed down from that. I was the player. You haven't let it go, which is great. You're just like us. Like, nobody's letting that go. It sucks. It was a bad call, as it turned out to be. I did get a text last night from somebody in the league that we are mutual friends with and said, look, on the play, we will admit that it was wrong, but in real time, if you look at it, it's an awful hard call to make because there is verticality from the defender, and it's a matter of inches of that call being made. So your frustration is along with the fans. It's awesome. But some of that frustration might be overcome by something that's going on. And you get on the team plane the other day, and there's this guy that's even taller than you that gets on the team plane. Where do you think that is with Joel Embiid right now, Alaa?
I think he's progressing. I got a chance yesterday on the team plane to also see, like, his personal workout person, the person that kind of works with him specifically. So when I saw them on the plane yesterday, I knew that was a good sign, too, because wherever they are, that means Joel Embiid's not too far behind. It's just good to see him put on warm-up clothes. It's good to see him not in street clothes at times. Sure, during the game he's got his street clothes on, but what you don't see prior to that is him working out, him getting the sweat going, him being out there with his teammates, seeing the joy on the rest of his teammates' faces when they see him out on the floor. Let's just face it, you need all hands on deck, and the biggest hands we have are Joel Embiid, and he needs to be out there on the floor for the Sixers to have a chance. So seeing him coming back or on the verge of coming back, that gives optimism to everybody that's around, including me.
And more optimism. I said this at the beginning of the show when I was covering the team and when you and I overlapped. When there was injuries, guys didn't travel. It was stay back at the facility because you have, as you very well know, teams sometimes have to practice at high school gyms, maybe sometimes in the hotel gym. There's not the facilities that you have back here. The fact to me that he went on the road with the team means that the facilities that he needs practicing with are the 15 guys that are on the floor, if you know what I mean. He's going up against them, it looks like, more and more now.
No, I agree with you, and I think part of it, too, is we're going back to Toronto, where Nick's from, and I'm sure he has access to whatever Joel might need up there. Cleveland's a short trip. We're leaving tonight to head up to Toronto, so I think the majority of our trip will be spent up in Toronto, where Nick Nurse has a lot of connections and a lot of familiarity with the city, so I would imagine everything's going to be accessible to Joel. You're absolutely right, Bob. He can't get what he needs right now being back by himself in the practice facility. He needs some contact. He needs some people out on the floor. Looks like they may be going more 5-on-5 with him. So, it looks like things are ramping up and progressing. I don't know where that leads to as far as when he comes back, but it's definitely a good sign for everybody involved.
I earlier, people had asked me, we're all through this thing, they said the big worry is that he'll come back out of shape. What I said to them was, I don't think it's going to be what you see, and because of this. Early in his career, when I was around the team, I think Joel Embiid is kind of, I labeled him in my head as an extremist. He studies something really well. He can imitate it. He got thrown off the road because he was eating poorly, and he was an extremist that way. I think over the last few years, he's been an extremist the other way of keeping himself in shape, the family man thing, having a child. I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised when he comes back at how good he may look. Where do you fall on that?
Well, I agree with you, and I think, it's about being mature. It's about growing up, and I think all those things, getting married, having a kid, all those things make you grow up and see the world and your place in it a lot differently. So, yeah, I do agree that he will come back a little bit better than people anticipate. For me, what gives me that sign is just looking at him the last couple nights in the building. He looks slimmer. I know he's got a new haircut and all that, but his face looks slimmer. His cheekbones look slimmer. I think he's being monitored very, very closely, obviously, as opposed to maybe in the preseason where you're kind of a little bit left more on your own to come into camp in shape. I think that everybody's watching what he does right now. I think he'll come back because of that attention. I think he'll come back in better shape than most people anticipate.
We're talking to Alaa Abdelnaby on the Comcast Business Hotline. Alaa, this is going to be kind of Nick Nurse's fourth team this year. He had the team that he was given at the beginning of the year. Then you had the team after the Joel Embiid injury. Then you had the team after the trade deadline and bringing in Kyle Lowry. And now you're going to have the team with all of those guys plus Joel Embiid. How difficult do you think that's going to be for him to adjust and get this team ready for a playoff run, should they have one?
Well, I think it'll be an adjustment, but I think it'll be the kind that they welcome, obviously, because any chance you get to incorporate Joel back into the lineup is a good thing. Nick, I even heard him say it the other day in one of his pregame pressers that he hopes to have that kind of problem. That's a good problem to have. But you're right. And knowing Nick like I have and watching what he has done with this team all year, I haven't seen him coach this hard in a long time. Now, mind you, I haven't watched him as intensely as in the past as I have now because he's in front of our face every day. But because he's been my friend, I've kind of watched him from afar, and I'm just watching him now just plug away. Him and his staff are doing everything they can to give this team a chance with a makeshift lineup all season long. And you're right, Bob. Ever since the Sixers started with a full roster, They were 10-2 at the beginning of the year, and then the full roster just went away because of whether it's injuries. The Sixers have dealt with some illnesses, too. It has been a trying year for the 76ers, all the way, I consider, from all the way into December till now. So, yeah, it'll be nice to have everybody back, but you haven't had much continuity. You haven't had much time to get into a rhythm with one another. So it's going to be an interesting experiment moving forward. But I like the fact that we're in this experiment with Joel as opposed to without.
Speaking of that, if you take Joel Embiid out of the equation, who's the most important 76er during this stretch when he comes back, playoffs, all that? Besides him, who in your eyes is the most important 76er?
I think Tobias still has to be a guy that we can count on night in and night out. I mean, there are times when he's certainly shown us what he's capable of. I think the thing with Tobias is just to be consistent. We don't need 30 every night. We would rather have 17, but have it every night. You know what I mean? As opposed to being high and then low, being a little inconsistent. So for me, I think we know what we're going to get with Maxey. Hopefully, I think we know what we're going to get with Joel. I think that the key now, the X factor, if you will, is going to be Tobias and how he plays moving forward.
I don't know if that makes the fan base feel all that good, all the compliments we get, or not comments, I should say, that we get about Tobias. But a couple quick ones to finish up here. How big of a baseball fan are you?
Huge. Love me some baseball. It's the best time of year. They don't get to play unless it's really, really nice out.
Yeah.
So what a great sport that is. No, I enjoy it. There's nothing better than 3 hours just sitting there at the leisurely pace baseball can be with a beautiful day out and having some friends around you. To me, that's an ideal way to spend an afternoon or evening.
All right, tell us something about Alaa Abdelnaby in your professional basketball career that some may not know.
Wow, that's a really good question. Okay, how about this one? I enjoy playing some like board games. That kind of keeps my mind involved, and now that we've moved over to phones, you can do that on your phone. I just like to occupy my brain. There's some times when I enjoy not thinking about basketball, and it's little brain twisters, little things like that, just to keep my brain going and just to stay sharp.
Okay, last one. Who cooks a better turkey, you or me?
Well, just from evidence alone, I would have to probably give the edge to you, but I'm a close second, buddy. I enjoy throwing down on Thanksgiving Day.
You are a briner.
I am a briner, 4 days at least.
You are my man. Alaa, thanks so much for today. Sorry for the late notice to get you on, but I really wanted to have you here today. You are the best. I can't wait to see you again, buddy.
Always a pleasure. Call anytime, my man. Much love always, Bobo.
Much love. All right, see you, Alaa. Take care of yourself. Alaa Abdelnaby here on the Comcast Business Hotline. One of my favorite people. I'd probably say that about a lot of people, but when you hear Alaa laugh, it's so infectious. Like, he is just one of those good dudes. And, yeah, you heard it the other night, and we were debating before the show, a little behind the scenes here. Ray, when I told him we were going to have Alaa on today, he said, should we play? The way he reacted the other night, and I was like, I don't know. But he just came on and he said that the Sixers were playing 8 against 5. So it's not like he's gone back on it. Do we have the cut in there or we didn't cut it up? I don't
think we have it.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So the calls made the other night, and Alaa was just the every Sixers fan in saying, like, I don't understand what they're doing here. What kind of a call was that? And then you see Kelly Oubre and Nick Nurse make their way towards the referees at midcourt. And Alaa had a good point. He's like, why aren't these refs leaving the court? And he's kind of, just go to the locker room. Get out of here. The game's over. Go away. And he was just speaking for the every person. Tough call to end the game the other night. As we know, the referees did come out and say that they didn't have the right call, apologized for it, but that doesn't do much when it comes to the win-loss section of the standings. 12 o'clock hour, it's brought to you by Serviced First Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months and a $500 rebate when you purchase a complete heating and cooling system from Service First. Learn more at servicedfirsthvac.com. Can the excitement get any higher in you as the time approaches. I think we're all pumped up. You lose the game yesterday because of the rain. It even builds up the anticipation a little bit more. Ray was walking around, all sad and gloomy yesterday because the Phillies were rained out. I told him it's okay. Anticipation is a great, great thing. It'll lead you up to it. So today, Zach Wheeler, Spencer Strider, 3 o'clock game start. Ray, something besides that happens between the lines in the actual game, something about opening day which you absolutely love, because I have mine in my head, and I'll give it to you after you may have yours.
The first opportunity to hear Dan Baker announce names.
Really?
Yes.
That's a great one. I've heard you have a really good Dan Baker impression.
I'm not even going to do it.
No, everybody at the station here told me. That's kind of why I said it. Because
yeah.
Go ahead, give me.
No one has ever told
any
you
player
that.
you want.
No.
Come on, Dan Baker, bring it.
No, I'm not doing. I don't want to do the injustice. I don't want to do the injustice to Dan Baker.
You guys forced me to drag my 78-year-old body out on that court the other night and play knockout, and I say,
we forced you to play basketball.
Okay, guys, if this is what you want, I'll go and play. You can't give me a Dan Baker impression?
Especially not when my voice has been the way it's been this week. I'm going to do this. Somehow it's going to get back to Dan Baker, and then what am I supposed to do with myself? He's going to be so distraught by the way that I tried to impersonate him that it might just ruin this entire Phillies season. We've got good vibes going in this season. Don't you dare jeopardize them like that.
My disappointment in you, I think it's because I grow to love you more every day.
Mm-hmm.
It also gets bigger also.
Every day?
It does. It's just, I had a long talk with your mom and dad behind your back the other night because I had some questions, and they're like, oh, yeah, Ray couldn't do this, and he does do that sometimes. And yeah, you're just like a big puzzle to me right now. I'm just still trying to figure you out.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're not going to be able to, but I appreciate you attempting to try.
So I have a Dan Baker story. We were at the Daily News one year, and we decided to do a huge story, all staff involved, about what it takes to put on a Phillies game. Okay, so it was from the lady who is in charge of people being introduced throughout the game, and it was behind the scenes. Oh, talking to the head of the ground crew, and it was like all entailing. So I think we did it like a timeline. At 4 o'clock, Lizzie Smith is doing this. She's getting the people that are singing the national anthem ready because it's a group of 12-year-olds. Anyway, we did all that. My assignment, I had 2 of them. I can't remember what the second one was, but my first assignment was to sit with Dan Baker for the first 3 innings of the game, to get together with him before the game and then go into his little office. It's up there off of right field, and go into his office there, and he showed me all the knickknacks and all that. And Dan and I had known each other, and he showed me everything. And so preparation for the game, I said, Dan, you just do your thing. I'm just here to pick up what you do and describe it in the paper. And amazing. And then to sit there and hear him. Go ahead, do it. Do your impression. Now batting for the Phillies. Come on, you can do it.
Oh, there you go. I think you should. No, you got it.
Forget
it sounds like you're right there. I don't know who broke this to you that I got a great Dan Baker.
I may have made it up.
Yeah, I think you did.
But to sit there, right, it was pretty cool. This was probably like 15 years ago that we did it. I don't know. But as a kid growing up with the Phillies and all that stuff, and here I am, an adult of 40 years old, and I'm sitting next to Dan Baker, and he introduces the first batter of the game, and I'm like, okay, this is all right. This is why we get into the business like that. But, all right, to give you the Phillies opening lineup for today, if you have not heard it yet, for the Phillies against the Atlanta Braves, Kyle Schwarber leading off, Trey Turner batting second, Bryce Harper hitting third, number 4, JT Realmuto, number 5, Alec Boehm, hitting sixth, Bryson Stott, batting seventh today and playing right field, Nick Castellanos, in left field hitting eighth, Brandon Marsh. And your 9-hole hitter in center field, Johan Rojas. On the mound today, Zach Wheeler getting his first start of the season after striking out 212 batters last season. How do you like that? There it is. I love how, what's-his-face does it? Fransky. He'll give it like that, and then he'll do it in threes, so it's real easy to remember. That's Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Realmuto, Boehm, Stott, Castellanos, Marsh, Rojas. Boom. There it is. So if you're down there today, or if you're on your way down, or you're watching from somewhere, I think we got a couple invites on the YouTube page. Yeah. But somebody's having Dollar Dog Day, too, at one of the local bars near me.
Really?
But Father Shawn wouldn't give me dispensation.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know
I
if
really
I can
have to remember this today. This is going to be a battle for me to remember today.
It's tough. It's tough, but if you feel a time of weakness, Ray, you call me. I'm here for you.
I will.
Yeah. So if you're on your way down, if you're sitting at home, if you have great plans, if you want to invite me and Ray somewhere, we'd love to hear from you. 610-632-0975. Don't forget, when you call, let us know where you are. Let us know what you're doing for the game. And then we can throw you a Phillies opening day lineup from a certain year. We'll give you a position. If you come up with that player, you win not one, but 2 tickets to Tuesday night's Sixers Oklahoma City Thunder game. Great game, just like that. But there's a fact that Joel Embiid might be coming back and playing in that game. 610-632-0975. We'd love to hear from you. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Happy opening day. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Total Wine & More. Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More. With so many bottles at the lowest prices, it's easy to find your favorite Total Wine & More. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. Be 21. It's finally baseball season in Philadelphia, and while 26 teams, have opened the season already, the Phillies get their chance to open up the 2024 campaign at 3:05 against the Braves. It's a rematch of the last 2 NLDSs where the Phillies eliminated the Braves both times. Zach Wheeler and Spencer Strider match up on the mound this afternoon. Chris Wheeler joined the show earlier to talk all things Phillies, and you can catch that conversation one more time at 97.5 The Fanatic.
when he's not in season. So he coaches cross country, he coaches basketball. So when those seasons are over, his Fridays, and it's famous, people come from all around to say hi to him. He goes into his garage, he opens the garage, puts on some music, mostly music we didn't do our music for today yet.
Yes.
Mostly from the 70s. He's a big Beatles fan, 70s and 80s mostly. And he'll just sit there, and people will come in, and he'll drink beers and give people beers, have great conversation. His garage is fully decorated with all things sports, jerseys from every year of his former high school, which is my former high school. So basketball jerseys from every year, his number, pictures and stories. And during the pandemic, he made videos of himself in the garage. One of them was, the song "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins?
Yes.
That has the famous drum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So he lined up empty beer cans in the garage and was playing that song. And then when it came to the famous drum part, he went down like, din-it, and did the drum part on empty beer cans. Hysterical. Then he did another thing where he tied a beer somehow, an open beer, to his garage. He hit the open button, so the beer went up, and then as the door went, it started pouring the beer. And he got under it and followed it and drank it. And he said, that's what it's all about. So I do have some weird friends, and I love them all to death. They are the greatest. They're what makes life so much fun. All right, let's hit the text board, see what we got going here. I want to remind you, we need you to call in. Let us know how you're doing today, what you're doing today. If you're down in the parking lots hanging out, we would love to hear from you. 610-632-0975. When you call, let us know what's going on. We will give you a trivia question from an opening lineup of opening day for the Phillies in a certain year. If you get that player right, then you qualify for a chance to win 2 tickets to Tuesday night's Sixers-Oklahoma City Thunder game, in which you may see a certain number 21 at 7'2", 280 pounds on the basketball court. All right, Ray, what do we have going on the text hotline today?
All right, we appreciate everyone just texting Go Phillies. I saw Justin from Norristown texting with that. Yeah, it's always nice to get a Go Phils text, so I appreciate that from you. We also have an invitation for you.
Ah, I like invitations.
If you make it down to Ott's in Medford today, they have dollar dogs. And this person, though nameless and not giving us a name, says they're going to be there. So they're encouraging
I think I know who it is, because I think it might be Andrew Ellis, who is also on our YouTube page.
So Andrew really wants you out there.
If you go to, I think he did throw that out there. So there's a chance. As I said, I got an invite from a good friend of mine to go over to there. So there's a chance. Okay.
And we also got John from down the shore saying that he's headed to the bank right now, excited for some Phillies baseball, and wanted to make sure you got a question to Alaa about baseball. So I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, how about
fulfilled John's request?
Alaa being a big baseball fan. Yeah, it was funny. We landed in Charlotte one time, and Alaa called me and he says, "Hey, what are you doing for dinner tonight?" And I said, "No big plans. What's up?" And he goes, "Why don't you come out to dinner with me and a friend of mine?" I said, "Sure, whatever." I said, "I'll come." So I went over to the Sixers Hotel. And Alaa and I went to this restaurant, and out pops Mike Chiminski. I'm about 5'11", 5'10 and a half, 5'11". To have dinner with 2 guys that are 6'10", yeah, you feel pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. I can't imagine how much I could eat being 6'10". But those guys could throw down.
I never thought about it that way.
Those guys could throw down pretty good. Are you a big eater?
Yeah.
Are you?
When I do eat, yeah, I'm a massive eater.
And I worry about you so much. I already told Donna that sometime very soon you are coming over to the house, whether it be a Saturday or a Sunday, probably a Sunday, for a Sunday dinner, because we're going to fatten you up. Because there's too many times that Ray comes in here, and it's like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? All right? Yeah. What'd you have for dinner last night?" Because I do. I am the fatherly figure, and that's just my role, and I love it. And he'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I had a Triscuit with half a piece of cheese on it."
The wheat thins and cheese move has been pretty solid. I have to say, though, over this week, while I wasn't feeling well, like it was really nothing for me. I was just kind of,
What's your go-to not feel good soup? Is it normal?
Yeah, chicken noodle.
Okay.
I'm not too adventurous in that regard.
So our friend, our neighbor who lives across the street, our friend Nick, Real bad cold this week. Nick's older, a little older, and sounded terrible. We were really worried about him, so we went out to a butcher place that's real popular in the neighborhood, and we got him a big thing of chicken noodle soup. Now his wife, full-fledged Italian, wonderful people. I said to my wife Donna, I said we better get it early because Mary Lou's going to be making. She's going to be making Italian soup for him, homemade, or something, homemade chicken noodle soup for him all day today to give him. So I ran over, knocked on the door, and I said, here you go. And she's like, oh, my God, I was just getting ready to make homemade soup. Now I don't have to do it. And I was, oh, yes. So sometimes life is good. All right, Ray.
We got one more for you on the text line.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, we got Ashton and Chester County checking in. Over under 3.5 Strider chance today.
Over under 3.5 runs against Strider?
No, Strider, like the Strider chance.
Whoa. Oh, my God. Over under 3.5 what, hours?
Yeah, I was going to say, 3.5 felt like a low line, but I want to make sure we got that in there. Please do your part today if you head down there.
Oh, it's going to start early. It's going to continue unless he starts mowing people down. But you know what? In the playoffs, he did that, I think. He had like a great 2-3 innings, a lot of strikeouts, and then all of a sudden they started binging him around. So the Strider doesn't concern me. 20-5, 281 strikeouts. Who cares? That's yeah. No
Throw your numbers somewhere else, nerd.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite opening day memory?
Oh, yeah.
An absolute favorite opening day memory. I'm struggling with this because it might be just from a couple years ago, and it might concern some people at this station.
Oh.
Because opening day when I didn't go to a lot of games as a kid. I told you, my parents didn't drive. We didn't have any money, anything like that. So going to games wasn't something that I really got to do often. As far as opening day, watching on TV, yeah, I loved it. Wheels brought up a memory of Schmidt hitting a game-winning homer. I don't remember that. I was a little kid. But what's yours? What's your favorite opening day memory?
Tweeted out this morning. John Mayberry Jr. walking it off to start the 2011 season.
Wow. Talk about names. Oh, my God. That's almost sacrilegious that one of your favorite opening day memories
Don't you dare talk down to John Mayberry Jr.
I'm just going to say that's weak.
No, that's a disaster.
It's kind of weak.
2011, the best season. Wins-wise in Phillies history.
And your memory goes to John Mayberry Jr.?
He had a walk-off base hit to win that game. They came back in the ninth.
Who was the opening day pitcher?
Halliday, 2011, yeah.
He probably went like 7 or 8.
Brett Myers started against him in that game.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
And Brett Myers, I think when he left, they had the lead. So Myers and Halliday were locked in a duel. Phillies, Astros team that lost like 100-something games. Phillies team that ended up setting the record for wins for the franchise. It all started because John Mayberry Jr. hit a ball over Michael Bourne's head into center field.
Interesting. I brought up an opening day. God, I was like 8 years old, where the Phillies had a new catcher going because, maybe Bob Boone was hurt. I don't know what it was. But as I brought up earlier, it was a guy, Johnny Oates. I think it was like 76. So I was like,
yeah, you're right,
whatever. And he got I think Dave Parker, who was a huge monster of a man that played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I believe he bowled him over and broke Johnny Oates' collarbone. I remember being sad about that, oh, my God, the Phillies lost their catcher. But no, we a few years back, when the morning show included Trey Thomas, Mark Farzetta, those guys, I remember we all went over to opening day. And Andrew Salciunas kept giving us updates on how many hot dogs he was eating. And I think it's either 8 or 11 that he got up to.
So wait.
Like that was his goal. Like, I got to eat these dogs today. I can't go into somewhere having a goal. Like, I was never a guy, I'll let you get to your question. I was never a guy that when I had a friend that did this when we were in our 20s, that we'd go out for the afternoon and he'd be like, man, I just had my 7th beer. What are you on? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't count. I don't go places to say, oh, look what I did. I drank 5 beers or I ate 11 hot dogs. Or I don't set those goals for myself. Maybe that's wrong of me. What were you going to say?
I'm saying that you said my memory of the Phillies winning in a walk-off is a weak opening day memory. Jr. Your memory is how much meat Andrew Salciunas could eat. That is your greatest opening day memory.
I remember that day because of that, but it was Bryce Harper's first game as a Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And
McCutchen led off with a home run.
McCutchen homered, but did Harper
No,
also?
he homered. It was the opening Saturday.
Did Schwarber open his career here with a homer on the first day?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. I see. My opening day
McCutchen opened his Phillies career with the home run. And I think Hoskins homered in that one as well.
Okay.
And then Harper hit a home run that Saturday because I was there for that Saturday.
Oh, yes,
for his
you were.
first home run.
And you'll be there this Saturday.
That's right. Tomorrow.
Yes.
Find me.
Where are you sitting? You have good seats, or not specifically, but you have good seats?
Yeah, I think I have solid seats. I honestly forget. It was
You have
once that I
season tickets to Phillies too?
No.
Okay.
No. I dropped deep into the pockets for this. I save all winter for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, who you going with? Friends?
Friends. Yeah, a lot of people standing room, so I'll probably be bouncing around. You'll probably see me in Ashburn Alley wandering. So if you see me, I'm going to be in this jacket. I'm just keeping it real. I'm going to wear this again tomorrow.
Yeah, and Ray has on a baby blue with the old-fashioned maroon red Phillies across the front. So if you see him, say hi. He's the guy with the red beard, friendly face. Kind of looks like Opie from the what show was that? Andy Griffith show. Yeah, so a grown-up Opie. So say hi. Say, yo, Ope, what's up, man? All right, when we get back, want your calls, 610-632-0975. I really am. I really want the scene set for us here. Are you down there? Are you at your favorite bar? Are you on the couch? Where are you? Let us know what's going on with you as far as this opening day. And then we will give you a trivia question. We'll give you a player or we'll give you a position from an opening day lineup from a certain year. If you can get that player, you will qualify to win 2 tickets to Tuesday night's game, Sixers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. As we said, possibility, Big JoJo might be in the house with the uniform on. 610-632-0975. Midday shows, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincade and Salciunas.
Hashtag Bronny for Bron.
Oh, jeez.
I don't care if it's first overall pick. I want LeBron James here because I know if you draft Bronny, you probably get LeBron. And if you get LeBron, you have a chance at winning an NBA title.
John Kincade, Andrew Salciunas.
Is this going to be our first familial dispute? Because
it could be.
Bronny James has no reason to be anywhere near an NBA court.
I don't care.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 10. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, guys, Andrew. Grand slams, no-hitters, and double plays are back. Yes, baseball season is here. And there's no better place to get on all of the MLB action than FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can start the MLB season with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 you can use to bet on money lines, totals, strikeouts, home runs, you name it. Or you can combine your bets in a same-game parlay, which I love doing, for a chance at an even bigger payout. It's all in an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Just visit FanDuel.com/fanatic. That's FanDuel.com/fanatic to join today and make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.
21 plus and present in PA. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at renofi.com/notices. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
John, I'm putting my foot down. We can't put off renovating this house any longer. Our kitchen is so small. We need to finish the basement for the kids, and don't even get me started on the bathrooms.
Honey, renovating is so expensive. We can't do all those projects.
With Renofi, we can.
What's Renofi?
Renofi loans are a new type of home equity loan only for homeowners doing renovations. We can get up to $500,000 and keep our existing low mortgage rate locked in.
With Renofi, we can do everything on our renovation list, and we don't have to refinance?
That's right. Renofi loans are the only home equity loan that use the after-renovation value.
Just what we need. How do we get started with Renofi?
Just send them a text.
Text TREND to 323232 and see if you qualify for up to $500,000 to renovate your home with Renofi. Unlock the future value of your home right now to get the money you need without refinancing. Text the word TREND to 323232 to get started today. Text TREND to 323232.
NMLS number 1802847. Not all borrowers or properties qualify. Loan terms apply.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Ugh, now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Now is the time to get a brand new car or truck from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury during their March Mania sales event. Receive huge savings and low financing options on most vehicles in stock. Plus, check out their huge selection of popular vehicles like the GMC Sierra and Acadia, or the all-new Buick Envista. At Barlow, the buying experience is always easy and hassle-free. For honest prices and dedicated service, visit Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury or online at barlowautogroup.com. Experience the new Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan for office near you.
Watch all the Sixers games this season at Set in Northern Liberties. Enjoy $5 Corona Extras and Corona Lights. Set is a stylish restaurant offering delicious American and international dishes. Set is the place to watch your Philadelphia 76ers this season in Philly.
The big sports stories everyone is talking about in Philadelphia. The John Kincade Show. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. This is Philadelphia's sports station for breaking news. Now, more with Bob Cooney. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Welcome back. So glad you're here with us. Hope you're having a great, great Friday, as it is opening day. Also, let's not forget your Sixers tonight are at the Cleveland Cavaliers. You can hear that right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. They also go to Toronto on Sunday. We know the big news surrounding that is Joel Embiid is with the team. We spoke to Alaa Abdelnaby earlier, and him talking about getting on the plane, seeing not only Joel on there, but also Joel's personal workout people. So that's good. It's coming. It looks like it's coming. It's getting closer and closer. We also have 2 tickets to give away to Tuesday night's game, a game where Jimmy Lynam earlier this week said, hey, if I was a guessing man, I'm going to guess Joel Embiid's going to come back that night. Well, we have 2 tickets to give you to that game. It very well could be you're sitting there and Matt Cord says a 7-2 center, and boom, here he comes. So if you call in, let us know what's going on with you anywhere in the sports world. But if you're doing anything for the Phillies game, if you have any great plans going on, let us know, 610-632-0975. We will then give you a trivia question about an opening day lineup for the Phillies. We will give you the year. We will give you the position. All you have to do is give us the player. Not that big of a deal. So give Sylvana's back there. Give her a call, 610-632-0975, and you can qualify for those tickets. All right, Ray, I asked you before, and I'll ask people out there also. We talked about our opening day memories of the Phillies, and if you have them, love to hear what they are. That'd be great. But if I expand it to opening days of anything, there's one that really pops into my mind, and I'll let you know which one it is. It wasn't so much just because of that game, and it wasn't so – I think it was because it was the beginning of something. And that's the pickle juice game in Dallas with the Eagles in 2000, I believe it was, where Andy Reid starts off the game. It's an unbelievably hot day. All talk of the Eagles trainers, probably my friend Rick Burkholder at the time, who, congratulations, Rick, just sent me a text the other night. He just became a grandfather.
Oh,
so we
congrats.
congratulate him. He said that's even better than the 3 rings that he's garnered with the Kansas City Chiefs as their head trainer. But anyway, congratulations to Rick. But that one stands in my mind as far as other sports go. How about you? Do you have another one in another sport that you remember pretty well?
Well, you gave out the MCW game a week ago or so. We were talking about debuts. That one sticks out. I'll keep it with football, though, because the Chip Kelly opening game when they played Washington, and they just were scoring left and right.
Was that a Monday night game?
I believe it was a Monday night game.
Yeah.
Watching that, I'll never forget just sitting there with my dad, my brother, like, what are we watching, and what is this going to be like all season long?
So I was covering. It's funny you brought that one up. I was covering the Sixers at the time. I don't know where I was, but I had a flight into Cleveland, but I was flying in right as the game. So I was going to get to my hotel or the bar right near my hotel at like 9 o'clock for an 8 o'clock game, right? Stupid me. Well, I'm following on my phone because I can't rewind. They're up like 28-0 by the time I get to the bar. And I was so upset. But that is a great one by you, Ray.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think. Oh, I have one. My first year covering the Sixers. Was it my first year? Might not have been my first year. I don't remember. But we were down in Orlando, and it was 2009, and the Phillies were playing Game 1 of the World Series against the Yankees. So here I am covering my first 76ers game, and I'm sitting courtside watching the Phillies that they had on the TV there courtside. But what I also remember about that game, Drew Holiday, all pumped up, good kid, first game. They come walking out of the locker room, and he has on an oversized sports jacket, so oversized you couldn't even see his hands, because the coach at the time, Eddie Jordan, decided not to dress him for the first game. And he didn't bring a suit jacket on the road because he couldn't imagine he wasn't going to be dressing him. So I had to borrow like a 7-2 center's jacket, a backup guy. Yeah, that was a sight that I'll never forget either. Joe in the Northeast, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Joe, what's going on, buddy?
No, I'm just trying to get done work early so I can go home, watch the game with the wife.
Now, what time are you supposed to be done work, Joe?
Well, I drive I drive a truck up in Doylestown, but I actually work my truck route is in New Jersey.
Okay.
But I came in an hour early just to make sure that I'm going to be there on time, because I don't like the recording stuff. Like, I want to watch it live. So, yeah, I'm going to be back at work in like a half hour, and then it's like an hour and a half home. So I'll be right on time.
All right, good. Is your wife also a big Phillies fan?
Oh, she's a diehard fan. She might love them even more than me, if that's even possible.
All right, so that's pretty cool. Now, let me ask. So you go home. What is it? You just kind of comfortably sitting there, or both of you cracking open beers? I don't know. Are you cooking? What's happening?
Oh, yeah, it's never too early to crack open a beer. You know that.
Attaboy, Joe. I love to hear it. All right, you ready for your trivia question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ray, have at it.
All right, we're going to switch it up for this one because this is, I think, pretty difficult, even though it's very recent. So I'm going to give you a 3-year stretch at center field from 2020 through 2022. 3 different center fielders were in the opening day lineup for the Phillies. Can you give me one of them?
Drawing a blank here.
Ray, we're okay to give a hint if we have to.
Okay. Let's say one of these guys was known for his incredible speed, but his inability to stay healthy.
Oh, my God.
One guy could have been known for doing something really bad to us. Nope. No, never mind.
Not him.
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry, I'll zip it up.
I apologize. I'm just. Totally
that's all right, Joe. Listen, have a great day. Anyway, hope you and your wife enjoy the game. I was wrong on mine, but go ahead.
Roman Quinn in 2020, Adam Hazley in 2021, and Matt Vierling in 2022.
Oh, my God. Look how far we've come. That's horrible.
Just 2 years.
That is horrible.
Well, you hope that Rojas doesn't join that elite fraternity.
Wow, that's just not good. That's not good. All right, everybody on the line, hold on. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to you. We're also going to hit on, we talked to Larry Bowie yesterday, and there was a lot of really good things I thought he had to say about this team coming up this year. And Larry's a straight shooter. If he doesn't see something he likes, he's not going to say he likes it. When he does see something he likes, he's going to let you know. We're going to hit on that. Your calls, chance to win Sixers tickets for Tuesday night. Midday shows, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies return today. I'm Ray Dunn, and this update is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. It's finally baseball season in Philadelphia, while 26 teams have already opened their season. The Phillies get their chance to open up the 2024 schedule at 3:05 against the Atlanta Braves. It's a rematch of the last 2 NLDSs, where the Phillies eliminated the Braves both times. Zach Wheeler and Spencer Strider match up on the mound at Citizens Bank Park. Chris Wheeler joined the show earlier to talk all things Phillies. Get you set for the season. You can catch that conversation one more time on 97.5 thefanatic.com. The 76ers head to Cleveland to play the Cavs tonight. Biggest news, Joel Embiid, he's practicing with the team and will travel with the team on this road trip. 76ers trying to snap the losing skid tonight at 7:30.
best show ever with Tyrone Johnson, Ricky Batalico, and Jen Scordo. Right now, it's Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic, and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Thanks for coming back with us. 102 here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. We're just 2 hours away from opening pitch. Can't wait for that. I got a really cool email here from our friend Mopar. Yeah, from the YouTube page. Sent with a picture of the, he said, thanks for the shout out, buddy. Here's the old Mo Bar. Mopar's Mo Bar.
Pretty good.
He tore it down to make it more of an old school speakeasy. It's a 12 by 20 shed in his backyard. As soon as I'm all done fixing it up, you guys are invited. So that's cool. Maybe we'll go watch a game with Mopar at the Mo Bar. I love that.
I love that. I'm
Yeah.
in. Whatever it is, please.
You can't beat that. Okay, just to let you know what's going on. Love to hear from you. If you're headed to the game, if you're not, whatever you're doing, let us know, because Ray and I are kind of jealous. Yeah, we do get out of here at 2 o'clock today. We will have time to get somewhere to go watch the game. And I got a call on the break, Ray, that my buddy that's going to a certain place that has been mentioned on the show, he called me and goes, oh, the owner just called me of the place. He says you're on him today.
Oh, wow.
I don't like doing that. I don't like that. You know,
tip well.
Yeah, I know, but you know. But that's so nice. So, I don't know. Might be meeting my friend Rock. We'll see what's going on. But anyway, tell us what you got going on today. Whether you're down there, whether you're home, whether you're meeting friends somewhere. We want to hear it because Ray and I can't wait to join you in about an hour or so. And then, at the end of that, we will give you a trivia question. We'll give you a year of a Phillies team, the opening day lineup. We will give you the position. All you have to do is name the player. So be ready for that. Joe in Pennsville, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Joe?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for opening day, like I am every year, except unfortunately I'm stuck at work, so I'm going to have to listen to it on my phone.
How late you working till?
I'm working till 6.
Oh.
And I have too many bills and too many kids to be going home early and not getting paid.
Oh, man. I feel for you. That sucks.
I'll get to listen to it, and then I'll probably watch it again at home on the replay. But,
yeah, it's funny. The earlier caller, whose name was also Joe, he's like me. He said, I just can't. I can't like not listen at all, and then go home an hour after it starts and rewatch it again. I'd be like you, Joe. I'd be listening to it, and then I'd go home and watch it.
I'm not supposed to listen to it at work, but I will be.
Attaboy. That's what I like to hear. All right, you ready for a chance to win Sixers tickets?
Yeah.
Okay, Ray, hit him up.
Let's take you to that magical year of 2008, and let's give you the starting pitcher for opening day for your Philadelphia Phillies in 2008.
Starting pitcher, 2008.
Can you tell him which hand? Can you tell him which hand he threw with, Ray?
Oh, it's okay. We'll go with it. Right hand.
Right hand. I mean, I know who the pitchers were. I just don't remember who started, so I'm just gonna have to go with. I'll go with Jamie Moyer.
Yeah, that's all right. Good try, Joe. He didn't pitch with his right hand either. He was a lefty. Jamie Moyer won 16 games with that team that year in 2008. Who was your opening day? It wasn't Blanton.
No, he wasn't with the team yet. Had a pretty big at-bat against one CC Sabathia. He currently does country music.
Myers?
Brett
Yeah, how about
Myers.
that?
Brett Myers started 3 consecutive opening days.
Wow. Huh, Hamels was your best pitcher on that team. But
Hamels only started 2 opening days as a Philly.
Is that right?
Yes.
I did see the list the other day. It started with Carlton and went on down like for 18 straight years. Carlton was your starter. Who else? Schilling had a lot of opening
Schilling
days.
had 5 in a row. 5 as a total. I don't know if it was 5 in a row, but it's 5 total.
Okay.
But yeah, Carlton 14, Roberts 12, Nola and Short with 6 apiece, Alexander and Schilling with 5 apiece.
Interesting.
Brett Myers started as many opening days as a Philly as Roy Halladay.
Wow. Huh. Very interesting. Rob, you are on 97.5 The Fanatic. Rob, what's going on?
Bob, how are you?
How are things down there?
I'm sitting here at Pass and Stowe with my wife, Sandy. Probably, I've been at every season opener since 1985.
Really?
Yes.
That's not bad. So what does your opening day usually consist of?
My son was going with me from age 7 till he went to college, and now my wife and I go.
Awesome. So what does the day entail for you, opening day this year?
Well, we get here early, have a little lunch at Pass and Stowe. We'll walk around a little bit, get our seats, and watch the Phillies victory.
Love
Could
it.
be better.
Absolutely love it. How good is your memory on opening day lineups?
Well, pretty good, I guess. I don't know if I remember it from the first game in 1985, but...
Well, then we'll change the question.
We'll make it more recent. How about that?
All right.
All right, here we go. Ray, give Rob his question.
All right, let's take you, instead of 1985, let's have it, we take you to 2005.
Okay.
And the starting right fielder for the Phillies in 2005.
Yeah. Starting right fielder in 2005.
There are hints to be given if Ray
right.
so chooses.
I'll take a hint.
This guy at one point in his career he was a two-time All-Star. There's been arguments made as to what his standing with the Hall of Fame could be. And he was, again, one of those guys that didn't quite get you to the golden years and golden era, but was a solid player before the golden era.
How about that Bobby Abreu?
All right. Good job, Rob. Hold on a second. We'll get your information. Your name will be added to the hat to see if you can get those two Sixers tickets for Tuesday night. Ray, I have a complaint on one of our text hotlines. Ray needs to make the questions easier. You're not getting enough winners.
All right, I'm trying my best over here.
Text.
Well, listen.
Do you see who it's from?
I can't see who it's from. I got an idea. It's someone that's a very, very loyal listener to this program that we appreciate so very dearly. And I would like to make it easier. But if we go with the golden era stuff, I'm going to be sitting here with 2008 first baseman, 2009 second baseman.
Good point.
I mean, I haven't done drought bingo. What I would have done, my sick mind, if you really wanted to put this, if I didn't want to make this difficult.
I did leave it up to you.
I would have said, hey, give me the 2017 starting left fielder.
Yeah, and they would have to get it, right?
And we would have waited for the one person that went, oh, Howie Kendrick.
Yeah.
So, maybe I'm trying my best here, all right?
I'm surprised Hellickson hasn't been an answer yet.
No, he hasn't. I've thought about it. There's been a couple of times where I've dropped it. Hellickson, also, by the way, we still need another Zach Wheeler start for Zach Wheeler to match Jeremy Hellickson in opening days pitched as a Philly.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy Hellickson has as many as Cole Hamels.
Two
apiece.
It's pretty amazing.
Hellickson on back-to-back years, though. Hamels
you
never
acted
did that.
like you knew who this text was from, but I don't know if you do. You want to say a name?
No, I'm not going to say a name. I don't want to call anyone out because then I might be wrong.
Oh, all right. I'll tell you who it was.
Who was it?
It was a female.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who you were thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, is it someone I live with?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. She's very
our executive producer.
No, manager.
Well,
she's
your
the
manager.
Not my manager. She's the manager of the show.
Okay.
Not my manager. No, I'm not important enough to have a manager.
That's okay. I think
anointed.
including me in an umbrella where someone would need to be managed is also making me more important than I am.
My wife Donna has anointed herself manager of this show. She, as I walk out the door every day, all right, what guest do we got? Or it might be when I go to bed at night. Who'd you talk to? What's the deal? So I have to not only answer to Ray and the other people here at the Fanatic, I also have to answer to my wife about the show. Billy in the Lehigh Valley, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Billy?
Hey guys, I love the trivia. I love the lineups. I think you're doing great. You got to make it. You got to make it a challenge.
See, now Billy sounds like a guy that you can't stump. Like Billy's a guy. Everybody thinks this is tough, but it's not that tough. Billy's getting everybody here.
Well, I'll tell you what. A quick story. Ricky Vitalica used to come see me play. I was a musician for a living back in the day, and he used to come see me play all the time. And first time he met me, we sat down and talked about talked about the Phillies for an hour straight, and I couldn't believe that he'd even want to talk about it after, talking about it all the time. But him and I sat down. He couldn't believe some of the stuff I remember that on teams he was on. So,
is that right? That's a good memory. Ricky was an all-star in 1996. I do remember that.
Yep, and I don't think he ever gave up a run. I think he said with 2 outs.
Wow.
Yeah. He never gave up like a run with 2 outs or something like that.
He got in a fight with Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
He has got a hell of a career. So, all right, Billy, let's give you a trivia. First of all, what are you doing for the game today?
Oh, actually, we're having our Good Friday dinner at the house, but the game's going to be on. Almost every game's on. There's a lot of games during the season, but yeah, I mean, I got my Harper jersey on. We got lots of good seafood being made, and it's going to be a good time around the television. What
kind of seafood do we have going? Because I love some seafood.
We're doing shrimp scampi. We're doing cocktail shrimp. We're doing mussels and sauce, pasta.
Oh, if I leave now, can I get up to the Lehigh Valley in time?
I think so.
My man. All right, let's give you the trivia question. Ray, don't make it too hard or easy for Billy because he knows his Phillies.
All right. Well,
we'll see.
I'm going to go with a 3-year span in which the same shortstop started opening day for the Phillies. From 2015 to 2017, this Philly was your starting opening day shortstop.
Son of a gun. And I know it. And it's not Rollins.
Correct. It's not Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You stumped Billy.
He once.
You want to give him a hint? Would you please give him a hint, Ray?
He once hit a home run, pretty significant home run off of Aroldis Chapman late in the game.
I'm so upset because it's like all of a sudden I can't remember the name. And I remember the name. Am I allowed to?
Are you allowed to what?
Ask for a hint?
I think Ray just gave you
All
one.
right, I'll throw another one at you.
I'll throw another one.
He wore number 13.
Oh, I know it. It's making me crazy.
Did we say shortstop?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know who it is. Sorry, you can't use me as a lifeline.
It's a great question. And son of a gun if I can't remember it.
Well, listen, we hope you enjoy the seafood, Billy. And if you want to invite anybody else, Freddie Galvis would be happy to come aboard.
Oh, that freaking Freddie Galvis. All right.
Billy, thanks a lot. Have a great day, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, never has Freddie Galvis gotten so much reaction.
Freddie Galvis and Eric Kratz went back-to-back on the good old Aroldis Chapman against the Reds.
Oh, is that right?
I believe
is that that's just off the top of your head, huh?
I was there for that game. That's why it's
okay.
on the top of my head. Eric Kratz, also your 2013 opening day catcher, which I'm going to give away because that would be too difficult of a question. I don't want to put people in a position where they have to remember the one catcher that started opening day that wasn't Ruiz from 20
to 12?
2008 to 2016.
Oh, wow.
Do you know why Carlos Ruiz didn't start that opening day?
It wasn't visa problems.
He was suspended.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
For the taking like Adderall or something, right? Yeah.
Yep. 25 games.
Okay. Wow. All right. Opening day for your Fighting Phillies today and yesterday. We got a chance to talk to one Larry Boa, who we talk about baseball encyclopedias, and we were lucky enough to talk to Chris Wheeler today. But yesterday we talked to Larry Boa, and one of the things he talked about that's kind of been a key to this Phillies season and that we have talked about a little bit is their starting pitching. And Larry is really, really high on the Phillies starters.
Well, I think us being able to stay healthy, I think that's important, especially our pitching staff. I mean, we got a guy down right now, Walker, but Turnbull's had a good spring. I like our 5 starters. I like our first 4. And if Turnbull does good and Ty Walker comes back, we can put our rotation up with anybody. But if we get in the playoffs, which I would be very disappointed if we don't, our first 3 pitchers in the rotation can match up with anybody. I mean, the way Rangers been throwing in spring training, of course, we have Wheels and Nola. And our bullpen, we have a lot of power arms down there. But we got to stay healthy pitching-wise. I think we have enough depth in the everyday lineup to succumb some injuries, but pitching-wise is going to be very important.
It's funny. A lot of attention has gone to Ranger Suarez. He seems to be the Oh, you want the surprise story? It's Ranger Suarez. Watch how good Ranger Suarez is going to be. I'm almost getting to the point, hatefully or not, I'm not liking that I am. Like, can he live up to these expectations? Because people are talking about him not only as being a great third starter. I mean, the name Cy Young is starting to follow him with some people, and he's going to be the stud of the staff. How's your confidence with that? Are you okay that it keeps coming up?
I'm fine that it keeps coming up.
You have a lot. You're like me. In the playoffs last year, when I saw Ranger coming on the mound, felt great.
Yeah, you feel
him
great.
Starting an important game, great. They're saying he's only going to go 4 or 5 innings. Nah, I think he's going to go 7 or 8. That's how much confidence I have in Ranger Suarez. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I don't think anything bothers him. Like, it's kind of crazy to see him get emotional. Like, it's one of those things that he just seems unbothered by the situation, unbothered by what happens. And I always go back to that NLCS Game 5. He comes out, you know they're going to the World Series.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to see him get on the mound. He'll be out there on Sunday. Today, of course, you have Zach Wheeler. Tomorrow, Aaron Nola. And then on Sunday, it'll be Ranger Suarez. All right, I asked Larry Boa yesterday, you have to go to this position when you're talking to Larry Boa because he was one of the best to do it ever in a Philadelphia Phillies uniform, and that is the shortstop position. So I wanted to know what he thought about what Trey Turner might be about this year.
I do think watching him this spring training, Bobby Dickerson, who I think is an outstanding infield instructor, worked with him a lot. I see a big improvement as far as his concentration level at shortstop. He's relaxed a lot more. He knows that he doesn't have to live up to that contract as far as, I'm putting pressure on myself, because I think he did more than enough the second half of the season. I expect big things from him, both defensively and offensively. I think he's going to have a great year this year. I really do.
I got to tell you, I was surprised at Larry's answer. You know, when I asked him about the defense, I further went on and said, so his defense was mostly mental, you feel? And he said, yeah, that contract, that's tough. You come in here, you sign that big contract, there's pressure. I really didn't think about that. Like, I often bring this up, how oftentimes as fans, as what we are, followers of teams, I think we look as players at robotic. What do you mean? You see ball, hit ball, field ball, throw ball. That's what the game is about. But Larry brought up, and nobody knows better than him, that he thinks there was some pressure on Trey Turner last year, and he thinks he'll shore up the defense also. He thinks that'll get a lot better because he thought it was a lot of mental stuff that prohibited him from, that helped have him make so many errors last year. I was glad to hear that. There's not physically much, it seems like, Trey Turner can't do as far as getting to a baseball at shortstop. Was there a couple of most of his errors, I didn't break them down. It appeared most of his errors were throwing errors. A couple of them like little backhanders, not real difficult plays. It just did seem to me a lack of concentration. I think Larry kind of hit on that also. So does it equate to the bat? Here's hoping. I have him hitting .313 this year. I have him being the best average hitter on the Phillies this season. Confidence level in Trey Turner starting out the year?
Not nearly as high as it was last year when he started as a Philly. I think that's honestly, it's one of those things that I want to see where it goes with him. I'm a little concerned, honestly, with him, just because I think he showed me something I didn't think I would see from him, which was 4 months of suck. Like I did not see that coming for him.
Well, he'd never done it before in his whole career.
I know. John Hamm promised me he was slump proof, and that was just not the case. So I'm curious to see. Did you hear what Matt Gelb had to say yesterday on the Best Show Ever about Trey Turner?
I don't believe I did hear Matt Gelb. How about if you want to go to it, we will do that.
I think when we come back, we should take a listen to that one.
Okay. Sounds good. We can do that.
Matt Gelb, Larry Boa, two people I respect greatly with their baseball thoughts. And Matt Gelb went even further than Larry Boa in the praise of Trey Turner. I would say you want to listen to this one.
Okay. Yeah, Matt Gelb was covered the 2009 World Series with him. Real good dude, fun guy. We would have competition who could get done writing faster and better so that we could get to the buffet table. And that's what it was all about.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, we get back. We will do that. We'll listen to what Matt Gelb had to say about Trey Turner. We'll take your calls at 610-632-0975. Tell us where you are. What are you doing today? How are you watching the game? And then we will give you a trivia question with a chance for you to win 2 tickets to Tuesday night's Sixers game. Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Happy opening day. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports?
point that with Nick Nurse having used to coach up there, he's got some pull. He'll find a nice gym, nice place for the team to gather. And Joel Embiid, it looks like, is pretty much practicing with the team. So perhaps the great Jimmy Lynam was correct earlier this week when he was on our show and said, yeah, if I'm going to circle a date, I'm going to have to circle Tuesday, April 2nd, Joel Embiid against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Interesting, hopeful. We'll see how that all plays out. I was teasing you earlier, Ray, about your Dan Baker impression, which you were a little too shy to give to the people. When I was covering the Sixers and LaSalle went to the Sweet 16, I told the story before, and they had to go to Los Angeles. I was out on the West Coast. I waited for them there. I talked to my editor, whatever. So I was following LaSalle. LaSalle had a strength and conditioning guy. I'm so sorry. I think his name is Matt. He could imitate Jimmy Lynam. Facial expressions, hand expressions, and the voice, if you close your eyes, unbelievable. And it was so funny because I was going around with the team 24/7. You know, I'd get up, watch film at 6 o'clock in the morning with the coaches, go to breakfast, go to the walkthroughs or the practices, then have walkthroughs in the hotel, and then they're giving out swag to the kids that, you know, kids get when they make tournaments, and I'm with them there. So there's a lot of fun downtime also. My God, this kid was unbelievable, and he'd just break out of nowhere. Look, here's what I'm going to tell you now. This is what you need to do. Oh, my God, it was hysterical. One of the funniest things we had on that trip. What great times, great times. All right, we're going to get pumped up about this Phillies season. And I want to ask you out there, 610-632-0975, what's going to excite you most about the Phillies this season? What is it that when you look at this season, you say, get your mind and go forward to July, and you say, yeah, that's going to be really cool to watch that. There's a myriad of things that you can put out there. It could be a home run chase. It could be maybe an individual chasing an award, being in the hunt for the award. It could be a team thing. It could be progression, whatever. But to you, what do you think is going to be the most exciting thing to watch about this team this year? Raymond Dunn, byline Raymond Dunn. What do you think is going to be the most exciting thing for you to watch this year?
The chalk answer has to be a healthy Bryce Harper, so I'll walk away from that one.
Ooh.
That to me, first base, healthy, full season, that has to be the chalk answer, so I'm going to walk away from that one. And I will give you Aaron Nola off the big contract. It is an even-numbered year, so that means it's time for him to have another great season. And I'm very excited to see what Aaron Nola brings this year. Everyone's excited about Ranger for the right reason. I think he's going to have a great year. Everyone's excited about Wheeler because he's the ace. You know, we spent all last year belly aching over what's going to happen with Aaron Nola. We now know what's going to happen. This is the first of 7 more seasons with our guy Aaron Nola. I'm excited to see what he's got this year.
So, as I've explained to you before, I love the way people watch sports differently. When I watch a sporting event, a lot of times, you know what the big story is, kind of like you said with Harper. That's the big story and all. My mind always goes to, okay, what's the secondary story? Who's the kid here that's not scoring a lot or not doing all this, but he's an integral part of this game, this team, whatever. I'm going Alec Boehm. He's going to – I can't believe how much he improved last year defensively. Is he a guy that can drive in 100 runs? He drove in 97 last year right there. Is that power surge? And I loved how he talked about it, or somebody talked about it last year. They're like, oh, he put on 15 pounds of muscle and all that. How'd you do it? And Boehm, in one interview, kind of came out and said, I'm young. I'm still growing. And it's funny, and I've told that before also, that when you hang around college teams and all that, you watch a kid at 18 and then look at him again at 22, 23, they're not the same person even a little bit as far as strength, conditioning, just growing up. I'm interested to see what this kid is. His fielding last year was incredible when you compare it to the year before, when you compare it to the day he said, God, I can't stand this place, or whatever he said. I am really intrigued by Alec Boehm. Is he a 100 RBI guy? He's hitting 5th today. Is he a 25 to 30 home run guy? That may be a little much, but as I said, and as he said, he's still growing, getting stronger, getting bigger. Maybe this is what we're in store for. What say you about Alec Boehm this year, Ray Dunn?
He better grow this year. He's going to be
Better?
28 by the time the season ends.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we treat him as like the prospect on the block. He's been around the block
You're
at
right.
this point.
I was thinking he was like 26. I didn't think he was 28.
He's going to be, by the time he's 27 right now, so it'll split the difference. But by the end of the season, he'll be 28. It's kind of time for him to be, maybe not 30 home run guy, but 25. I need a corner in. You talked about having a corner outfielder having power. I need my corner infielder having some power.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to be, exceptional Gold Glove level, third base, hey, listen, give me some pop from the corner. I need a little bit more. I think last year was a 760-something OPS from him. I need a little pop, especially he's not a guy that's going to get on base at a high clip. He's going to be somewhere in the low 300s with that. I need a little more pop out of Alec Bowman.
Well, another guy that probably would get an answer on this is Trey Turner, and we teased it earlier. So real quick, let's go to what Matt Gelb had to say yesterday about Trey Turner.
My bold prediction, and they wanted me to go bold, I said that Trey Turner would win the National League MVP. You're talking about a guy who is more comfortable, obviously, now. He's going to be 31 in June. He's fully in the prime of his career. And when he's right, he is one of the 10 best players in the sport. I truly believe that. And, we didn't see him right for the first 4 months of last year. And then, you look up at the season numbers after the last 2 months he had, and you're like, whoa. They weren't up to Trey Turner's standards, but they were still that of a productive player. And he basically did it all in 2 months. And so call it a hunch, call it whatever you want. I think it's out there, no doubt. There are definitely better players in the National League, but I think it's well within the realm of possibility.
Wow. That's out there. That's good. I trust Matt Gelb. Hopefully he's right. We'll see. That is another big one. I can't wait to watch the early season doings, for lack of a better word, of Trey Turner. Okay, when we get back, you're going to have a couple of minutes to call in and let us know what you got going on for this Phillies game and answer a trivia question in order to get in the running to get 2 tickets for the Sixers Tuesday night game, because we're going to be drawing that at around 1:50. Okay? So when we get back, give us your call, let us know what's going on, and get a chance to win those Sixers tickets. This is Midday Show. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Coming up this week in Philadelphia sports, the Fightin' Phils open the 2024 season with a homestand against the Atlanta Braves. The Eagles continue to work toward the future with free agency and preparations for the NFL draft. The Sixers await the possible return of Joel Embiid as they push to the playoffs. And the Philadelphia Flyers are inching closer to the postseason. Every angle, every storyline, every day, all day. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
The old saying is, in March, it's in like a lion, it's out like a lamb. But with Blue Chew, you can remain a lion in the bedroom. If you don't already know about Blue Chew, well, then you need to. Because Blue Chew is the first chewable that has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, and now they even have a new mint flavor. But here's the best part. It comes at a fraction of the cost. And when you go to BlueChew.com, you're looking at one-stop shopping. Because right on the website, you're meeting with a licensed medical professional, and then the chewables are shipped to your door in a discreet package. And they're so confident in their product, and they're so confident you'll enjoy it, that they want to give you your first month completely free. All you have to do is head to BlueChew.com and use promo code FANATIC at checkout. Just pay the $5 shipping. And if you're somebody that thinks you're good in the bedroom, well, Blue Chew can raise your game to an MVP level. So take advantage of this offer. Head to BlueChew.com today, and when you do, and you're at the checkout, don't forget to use the promo code FANATIC to get your first month completely free. All you have to do is pay the $5 shipping, and that starts at BlueChew.com.
Fanatic fan favorites.
Say hello to low fares, affordable parking, and industry-leading reliability. With fares as low as $34 one way, why are you waiting?
treat for you today. I believe they have Ricky down by the stadiums, so he'll be on also. But Bill Colarulo's also in house, so you get a taste of everybody on the best show ever. Of course, Tyrone and Jen will be joining you also. In a couple of minutes, we are going to draw a winner for tickets to Tuesday night Sixers Oklahoma City Thunder game, in which Joel Embiid may be back. I'm not making promises, predictions, anything like that. If I was a guessing man, it wouldn't surprise me if he's back on the floor on Tuesday night. So we shall see. Raymond, I do have a question that I want to pose to you, because I was just thinking, I was looking outside during our break. Beautiful day, and as you and I have stated over and over again, we are so jealous that we're not down there at the stadium today, but you are going tomorrow, which is really cool. But I'm looking outside. Beautiful, beautiful day. It is now 1:50 for a 3 o'clock game. Let's just imagine that you and I were buddies. We went down to the stadium complex. We parked around noon. We had some nice sandwiches, maybe a beer or two, whatever. What's your routine for going into a game? Whether it's, and maybe it changes with the Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, whatever. But what is normally your routine as far as when you kind of wander into a game?
When I wander into a game, I usually like to take the concourse in a little bit and then get to wherever I need to go. It depends. It depends how long I've been outside. There's a chance that I've done a couple of tailgate beers, hanging out, and maybe that slowed me down into getting in, so maybe I'm going right to the seat. There's always the chance. I don't really do a ton of purchasing food, drink inside.
No, I'm not there either.
There's one exception, and this is strictly Citizens Bank Park, and I'm giving this out because it's just you and I talking and no one else is listening.
Right, we know that.
The Italian sausage sandwich they have is the most reasonably priced thing, I think, in all of the arenas we have.
Can you get it anywhere, or
There's one specific cart that I have found it at that price. I believe it's when you come in off of the, is that the third base side? I think it's the third base side.
Well, so that would be opposite of where the media entrance is, so the other side of it. Okay.
Yeah, the other side.
That's probably by Passing Stowe, right?
Yeah, far from Passing Stowe.
Okay, so there's a cart there or a...
No, it's a little stand.
Okay.
But yeah, that is where I will get that sandwich. That'd be the one thing I usually buy. And then every once in a while, it's like, all right, man, it's a ball game. I'll get a beer. Fine.
Yeah.
Twist my arm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against. What I tell my kids is, because it's expensive. So what I tell my kids is, look, eat up before we go. There's no reason you have to go anywhere for 3 hours. It's not even that long usually, that you have to get a full meal. So snacks, yeah, maybe I'll get a beer, whatever. If it's an Eagles game, they're hard to get into because it's just so crowded. So that's probably a wrap up around an hour before. Wrap everything up, start to clean up an hour before, and then march in. Sixers games, I like to get there early. Like the other night, I took my daughter, Jenna, to the game. We probably got there an hour before the game, so that way you beat the traffic going in, park, go in. I have a friend that works at one of the places there, so we go and visit him and met up with you guys and your parents and all that stuff. But Phillies games, it depends. It depends who I'm with. If I'm with the friends, Phillies games you can walk pretty easily into, so I don't think I would make my way about a half hour before the game start walking.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I made a couple of great sprints in there over October last year. So
did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Sil, do you have any? Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great. Can you hear me? Because these headphones are wonky. I can't even hear myself.
I can hear you. Is she coming over okay, Ray?
Am I all right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. I saw on Twitter today you're having sleep problems. I feel bad for you.
I am. I haven't been able to sleep through the night in, I think, almost a month.
Now, Ray gave you some advice on taking medicine or something like that.
Yeah, that's not ideal. I don't want to take NyQuil every night to sleep through the night.
No.
But
it was a temporary fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to need a more permanent fix.
Maybe next week I'll put it out there if somebody can let us know. All right, you are going to pick the name out of a hat. Do you need a hat?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a hat.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you don't need a hat.
I mean, no, I don't need a hat. I actually
okay.
decided already.
Okay, all right, we have our winner.
Based off a feeling.
Sixers tickets, Tuesday night, Sixers, Oklahoma City Thunder. It could be the return of Joel Embiid. Silvana, who is our winner?
Our winner is James Dowd. I hope I'm saying
James Dowd, you are our winner. 2 Sixers tickets for Tuesday night, April 2nd. Sixers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Congratulations to James, Silvana. Thank you. Thank all of you for listening to us, not only today, but all week. We really do appreciate you. We hope you have a great, great time today as Phillies baseball begins. Don't forget, tonight, 7:30, Sixers, Cleveland Cavaliers. Also, Sunday night, Sixers will take on the Toronto Raptors with the Flyers game sprinkled in there tomorrow. Again, thanks, everybody. It is closing time for us here on this Friday. We will talk to you Monday, 10 a.m.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Happy opening day. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Ashley, America's #1 home furniture store. Save at Ashley's anniversary sale. Hot buys start at $4.99 or shop new looks with 0% interest until March 2029. Visit homestores.homes for participating locations only at Ashley. It's finally baseball season in Philadelphia, and while 26 teams have already opened up the season, the Phillies get their chance to open up the 2024 campaign at 3:05 against the Atlanta Braves. It's a rematch of the last two NLDS matchups, with the Phillies eliminated the Braves both times. Zach Wheeler and Spencer Strider match up on the mound down at Citizens Bank Park. Chris Wheeler joined the show earlier to talk all things Phillies, get you set for this season. You can catch that conversation one more time at 975thefanatic.com. The Sixers head to Cleveland to play the Cavs tonight. The biggest news is that Joel Embiid has been practicing with the team and will travel with the team on this road trip. Sixers trying to snap a losing skid against the Cavs. You catch the live call of the game at 7:30 right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Sixers color analyst Alaa Abdelnaby joined the show earlier to talk all things 76ers. Catch that conversation one more time at 975thefanatic.com. And the Flyers lost 4-1 to the Canadians last night, losing a great chance to add a couple more points. But the big news today for this postseason push, well, there's a new